Hello everyone and welcome back to Laurence Plays, and we're in Foundry again. Yes we are, and I'm running a little bit late today due to, I'm not even going to say due to disorganisation because it's not really my fault, it's just that Wednesdays are a little bit hectic, so I'm still actually eating my dinner. But I'm very nearly there, so normal service will be resumed will be accomplished as soon as possible. So, right, what's going on today? Well, today my plan is, so last week I spent some time acquiring a bit more steel over here, and then a load more time down, no, not down here, over here, make, this row that goes all the way, no, what was it, this row here, I guess, making an enormous quantity of electronic components, which are then being brought up the main tunnel of doom all the way up to here, and then being shoved out onto my main bus where I'm making all my robots. And so that's allowed me to drastically reduce the amount of copper that has to be, brought from down here up this way, and has therefore made things a little bit easier. And so we've now got a good healthy supply of, I think, everything. And I'm pretty sure at the end of the last stream, I went over and I had a look along the bus here, and I went, yes, I think we do seem to have pretty much everything, at least to a reasonable extent. That is, the belts are reasonably full of all of the different resources that are supposed to be flowing down here. And so I think we're in quite a good position now to start building the next type of robot and drones and things. The iron does seem to be in fairly, well, let's just say the iron is flowing solidly with some gaps on the belt, so maybe the iron is going to struggle. I'm not going to worry about that yet. I'm just going to find a little corner to curl up in and cry because that's about all. Yeah, and we'll worry about that in a little while. All of the robots seem to be being made at a decent rate because there's plenty of those on all of the belts. However, when I was taking the screenshot to go into this week's thumbnail, I did notice that whilst I have 100 million fluoride, no, what's it called, thermalite, not fluoride, that's something else, I don't have the storage space for that. And I had a look in the finances tab over here and the accounts history, and I realised that I'm spending something like half my income, okay, slightly less than half my income, on storing my money, which is absolute nonsense. And we're going to do something about that immediately. I mean, it sort of doesn't matter because I've got more money than I'll ever be able to spend, but it's the principle of the thing. Hello, Board Easy. Hello, Peter. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. So I need to go into the station upgrade section, and I need to do thermal. I need to do that, and I need to again, and again, and again. And I don't know how many times it'll let me do this, but I need to do it at least 5. There we go. That's 5. Let's do 2 more anyway, just to fill the bar up completely. Right, so that is going to allow me to then have a slightly bigger thermalite vault. It's going to add, I believe that's each of these adds 10 million. Yeah, each of these adds 10 million on, I believe. Does it tell me here? Yes, another 10 million on, probably from each one of these. And so that'll take me up from 50 to 120 million, so I'll have a little bit more headroom. And then I'll probably have to come along and build some more, because then once I'm not losing half my money, I'll be gaining money significantly more quickly, so it's going to be a little bit silly. But this will allow me to generate a lot more money, store a lot more money without having to pay for the privilege of of storing my money. Now, looking at this, it looks like those, I think, are the thermalite vaults that I've got so far. So potentially I've got all this space around here that I can fill up with them. Although I do know that this space over here is, this one is filled with what's probably spaceship fuel. And this one here is filled with, I don't know what that is. I wonder if we can tell. Oh, it could be that'll be an R&D lab by the looks of it. So I suspect each of these slots can be taken up by any one of these things. And so as I do this, we're going to expand out and take up more and more and more of the surface space of my station. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. It's better to spend the money to store the money than it is to spend the money to. It's better to spend the money to build somewhere to store the money than it is to pay for somewhere to rent somewhere to store the money. Renting is always worse if you can possibly get away with not doing so. So we'll let that run. Otherwise, I think the space station is basically fine. Right. So that was the first and possibly most important thing I needed to do. Then, well, we looked at all the robots that were being built last time, and it seemed to be okay. It felt like we had enough of everything coming through. I'm going to check that again in at least 1 or 2 in-game days because I'm not sure whether I entirely trust it, but that can wait. In the meantime, let's shoot let's shoot a little bit of flora. and then fill this area up with earth like this, because it's spoiling my nice flat area. Also up here, this shouldn't be there. I don't want this bit of mountain. I mean, to be fair, it's not actually, well, it's probably not actually in the way, but even so, I would prefer it to not be there at all. So we'll select all of this out to here, and then all of this up to here. Up to here. Here will do. There we go. So that's that chunk removed now. And, you know, while I'm at it, I could take another bite out of this mountain as well. And then, well, either... So there's two types... I believe there's two types of robot left for me to make. There's the personal assistant drone bot and maybe the science... I can't remember what I can't remember both of them. But there's definitely two types of robot. And there's all of the aquatic drone things, which require me to make an underwater doobry hickbury first. And then... No, turn off personal drones, please. Which require me to make underwater robot frames first, and then make all of the drones. So I could do either of those. They're both going to be mildly complicated, but in slightly different ways. And I don't really mind which one I do first. So if anyone has any preferences, now would be a good time to say, because I'm happy to take votes and opinions and stuff from chat. So the robots are the ones that take the big assembly line things, and you have to make the head, shoulders, knees, and elbows to go into them. And then you set up one of these things going along like that. So I'll copy and paste this area, and then try and work out how to get in the actual resources I need for each of those, each of the different parts of the robot. The drones are the ones that are much, much smaller, and they're made in normal assembly machines, and then fed down a belt like this into a little spaceport. And they tend to be a bit simpler, except that all of the ones to the left are the aquatic type drones, and they are going to need to be made, and I'm going to need to make an underwater robot frame first before I make those. And I think that requires an additional additional resource that I haven't really started using it yet. Probably something like rubber. So what do you think? Where should I start? Either way, going to need some flooring coming out here, and okay, going to need to remove some more of this as well. Funny how there's always more excavating to do, isn't it? Not so much height required this time, just a little bit of width. And then I suppose I'd also need to take out this patch, because otherwise it'll be sticking out later and it'll annoy me. So let's take that out over to about here as well. And up to there. There we go. Nom. Alright. Okay, I can stop stuffing my face in front of you now. Rude as that is. Oh, there's more. And then finally, last one, I think. That comes out to here and up to there. There we go, marked out this entire peninsula for deconstruction. And so if I want to go any further, I'll have to build out over the lake. But that is also fine. We can what's the word? Terraform. It's sort of the point of this kind of game. Right, so I've done a couple of robot types recently. So let's get on and do drones next. And so making the that's not drones. Making the various wet drones like this one requires a nautical chassis. And ignium fuel rods as well, apparently. But to make a nautical chassis, that's presumably going to be a component. There we go. Is a super alloy, rubber, glass, and high-tech machinery parts. There's quite a lot of new stuff in there. High-tech machinery parts are also super alloy and rubber and low-density olumite. Okay. So super alloy, rubber. I think what I'm going to do is I'll set up a system to make high-tech machinery parts, because I think I've already got super alloy. That sounds very, very familiar. I think I've already done that one. And I've already got rubber. I don't know if I've got it on the bus system yet. And I've got low-density olumite, although, again, I don't know if I've got it being fed down here. But even if I haven't, all those things are relatively strict. Oh, yeah, there's rubber. So we've got rubber. let's go and find where I was making super alloy, and then go, oh, this won't be enough, and significantly increase the amount that I'm making. So I think there was some required for the main, for the bus over here, was it? I don't know. Oh yeah, there it is. That's the super alloy. It's this this sort of cream coloured biscuit thing. Delicious biscuits, or possibly mystery biscuits. Who knows? So I guess I'll punch through here, create let's put in a splitter, and then just run it off down that way. And then when I inevitably need more, I'll go, where the hell am I making this? Oh, it's being made over here, and then go over and increase the output of this area. But for now, this will probably this is what we call a good start. So pew pew, and then so you remember how to play this game. As usual, I'm switching back and forth between Factorio and Foundry, so it's going to take me a hello, give me that back. It's going to take me a moment or two to get my head around what I'm actually doing today, but I'll get there. Don't worry. No, can we have a normal belt, please? Normal belt, please. Thank you. So I need to run this down here, probably either next to or above the... Oh, here's the low density olimite. Sweet, it's already being fed down that way. And in fact, basically looks like it's going all the way down the bus. Excellent. I think just going... I feel like just going above the rubber is going to be the way to go here. So let's do that, because that feels easy. So you come from here. Yeah, let's go to here, because that's above the rubber as requested. Then to... We can't go there, so you need to go to there, and then go up some. Up again. Then we can turn here like this. This is just transporting it from one area to another area that's blooming miles away. So I don't really care exactly where it is. This doesn't have to be accessible. It just has to get from one end of this ludicrously long factory to the other. Bring it to here, and then... Oh yeah, okay, let's come to here. And then go this way. And then from here we can start going downhill. Well, no, we can't, not that much. What is that rubber belt doing? Okay, we need to come out a little bit further before we start going down. Fine. Let's come to there, then we can go down. Can we go underneath this pipe? No, that'll interfere with the glass. Okay, lovely. We'll go over the top of this pipe then. Then we'll go down again. And just stick with being directly above the rubber for as long as we can, because that seems easy. And then we get to sort of around here somewhere where we go, actually no, this is where we're supposed to be having a proper bus layout thing. So let's just go to let's go to here and then work out what on earth is going on over here. So we've got this is my bus where we have a pair of belts and then a splitter and then a pair of belts and then a gap. So we need to have a gap here, so that we need to bring this from here, bring this across by 2, and then go down, the other down, right, like that. And now this is part of the bus. It should be able to just trundle straight through here with no muss or fuss or cuss. That's okay. There's a little bit of weirdness there because the rubber is kinked out, but that's all right. We can cope with that. And it just keeps going all the way down to here, and boom! That is my super alloy. Lovely. That was not too bad. There was a bit of spaghettiing required to pull it through, but it wasn't. Yeah, that was not too bad. Oh, we've made another additional volt. Excellent. So the next thing is going to be this goop. We need this pipe to run a bajillion miles down the belt as a bus as well. And this can... Oh dear, there's one in the way. Typical. So I'll run it to there. What are you? Is this the paint coming out? Yes, this is the paint. Not too surprisingly. So right, magic drag mode. So we go up 1, over the top, down 1, and then just carry straight on till morning. Pipes are sort of a rule of their own when they come through something like this. I don't really mind too much exactly where they go, as long as it makes a little bit of sense. And there we go, I've made it too long. Right, how too long are you? You are 25 too long. Okay, so let's find. Is that 25? That might be 25. Let's do a measuring. So from here we're at 443. So I need to get to at least 420 something. Right. Okay. So yeah, here is right next to this pylon. So that's really convenient because I can go ponch and grab myself a pump out of my inventory. And we want you to be a high voltage pump, which you are. Excellent. And then we want you, come on, go in the sensible place. There we go, like that. And then I want to plug it in like that. And there's a... What do you mean not long enough? Oh, for goodness sake. You take the... Why are you like this? It's not a long distance. Okay, can I go from there to there? No, because that's linking two things, two similar machines together, and that's just not allowed. Sorry, two dissimilar machines together, and that's not allowed. So I'm going to have to put in a small pylon to link to the big pylon to then link to the pump. That's ridiculous. But okay, I guess that's what we're going to have to do. So we can go from the big pylon to the small pylon, because that can reach, and then into the pump. So the problem with this is that different buildings have different lengths of cable they support, and you can only... both ends of the cable have to go to build, and both ends of the cable have to be buildings that are capable of supporting a cable that long. So because this is a big pylon, it supports really long cables, like well, that one that goes to that pylon over there, and the ones that go to the pylons down there, and so on and so on. So that's fine. That could easily go this distance. But a big pylon is too big, too tall for a normal building like a pump that's set right at the foot of it to connect. So that was too far for the pump. So I've had to put this little pylon in here, which can connect over that sort of distance, and then have a teeny weeny little cable then linking in the pump. So it's a bit silly, but oh well, what can you do? Right. So we've got that. Exactly, Gims. Yes, the minimum length of. Or the minimum of the length of that supports and the length of that supports. And unfortunately, the length of the pump supports is fairly feeble and would presumably only come to about here or something daft like that. Right. So that is two things. What else did I need for? Oh yeah, it was going to do the high-tech machinery parts. That's super alloy, rubber, and low-density olumite. So I've got everything I need down here now. So it is time for an assembly machine. Bum bum bum, and we'll put it there because I like to leave slightly more space, and I think I absolutely have to. Drop in here. Right, I would like you to go in components. I would like you to inform me that you can't make those components. Okay, so what are they actually made in? They are made in a fluid assembler. Oh, of course, because they're taking a fluid. That makes sense. I can't really argue with that. Should have realised, really, to be honest. So, like one of them. Boink. And you, we'd like to configure you and say, yes, we'd like you to make a high-tech machinery part, please. Is this in the right place? Do I not normally recess them a little bit? I do normally recess them a little bit. I just haven't with this one for reasons, which is why... I shouldn't need to, though, because all the resources should come in the right place. Let's just leave it there. What's the worst that could happen? Right, and so you need to be linked into the... high density olumitification stuff, the goop, this goop. So I'll do a smart from there to to okay, well we'll come to here, then we'll go down one, then we'll come to here, then we'll remove that because actually that isn't what I want, and I'll put in a T-piece there and a straight there, and a T-piece, also a T-piece over here. Oh, I miss how Factorio lets you right-click to delete something, even if you've got something else in your hand. But never mind. That's only a minor quibble. So we've got the super alloy coming in from here. We've got the rubber coming in from here. So that one. There we go. So the rubber needs to come out first so that the belts don't jam. So that means we need the rubber to go along this column, which means we need this belt for the belt, this one and this one for the ramp, this one and this one for the splitter, so this belt goes to here. Then we go, okay, we're doing the ramp, we're doing the splitter on the other side, on this side, like that. and then we're not going to be able to get the super alloy out quite where I wanted to, but never mind, we'll, that's okay. We don't have to get it out there. We can put a wiggle in the belt. I don't really mind. So you then come through there, and boom, I got it in the right place. I have to admit, I wasn't 100% certain. I was reasonably sure, but you never know with these things. Right, and then we run this belt here. So normally, I'd want to have this one go to here, and then take the... Oh, actually, you know what I could do? I could bring this to here, have this go through here instead, which means we then have belt, ramp, ramp, splitter, splitter, belt goes to there. Then I can put this here, and then I can have the output on the other over there, and all will be well, and I won't have to try and do weird things with my belt. So that'll be nice. Let's try and get a little bit closer so I can put you in the right place, like that. Then we have another down ramp there, and the belt goes in. Yes, there. Boom, and output goes there. Then we have to do the inserter dance, where we take one of these, we put it there, and then we take one of these, and we put it there, and we take one of these, no, one of these, and we put it here, something there is fine. Now you should now start working. Yes, there we go. There's a red bar appeared on the screen. That's good. That's a good sign. And ta-da! Oh, you need to be setting out exerter. Ta-da! Some high-tech components. They're like normal electronic components, but they're blue, so you know they're high-tech. Right, and this one is going to then be brought out over this way and put onto the next row of the bus, which will be here, because there may well be other things that need these guys. We will see later on. So you come out to here like this, then you go up, and then we get, oh no, that's okay. That's actually in the right place. So in theory, it should come out, and it should have come out one extra square. Then there'd have been a ramp, then a splitter. But since this is the source, this is where they all come from. This is actually okay. We can just go, yes, that is now my bus lane. That is absolutely fine. Also, I'm pretty sure that one machine making these guys is not going to be enough, and so it's time to do the copy paste trick. Where are we going here? So I would like to copy from there to there to there. And believe it or not, I designed this with copy paste in mind. So we can grab that, then I can do a copy in place and go, yes, I would like to have... I'm going to make 5 of them in total, because that's how many fluid assemblers I've got. And then we'll see how it gets on. If it's not enough, we'll come back later and build more. If you use the smart mode and R on the input square of buildings, it will T the logo. Oh, okay. That's worth knowing, Gims. Thank you. Yeah, because I would have done that here and then gone to here and then been able to copy and paste and stuff. That would be quite handy. If I could do it here, I suppose that wouldn't work for here though, unfortunately. But that's a good tip. I will try and remember it. However, I probably won't. I'm afraid I have a yes, a bad memory. We're discussing what catchphrases I have in the Monday night stream, and someone observed that I can't remember if I've told you, but I have a terrible memory is apparently a thing I've said quite a few times. That's mildly annoying. I've just noticed that the nautical chassis has a lot of overlap of ingredients with the high-tech machinery parts. So if I bring these 2 belts along over here, then I could build them all off the same set of belts. However, I probably run into putting enough inserters on them issues, I suspect. Maybe not. No, probably be just no. I think I'd have issues. It's probably let's just do it neatly and follow best practices and not care. Right. So are those made in a normal assembly machine? Yes, they are. So let's put one in and then have a little bit of a think about what we've done. Not M, B. There we go. So I would like to have one of these, and this thing had, what was it, 4 inputs? Yes, 4 inputs, all solid, and 1 output, so 5. So we're definitely going to need 3 belts running along next to it. Let's leave 2 squares of space for the sake of sanity and when I inevitably make a mistake. And then come down here and I poke this guy and say, I would like you to make nautical chassis. There we go. And this is slightly out of reach, but you know, it's so tempting to whack in a splitter here and just bring this across and feed it in there here as the first input. There's nothing else going to come through here, so let's do that. I'm going to put a splitter in here. That's not a splitter. Give me a splitter. There we go. Put a splitter in there. And then this can come across and go in there. That's 1, and then we can have input 2, input 3, input 4, output 1. And say output 1 is just the output. So, what? Oh, bother, said Pooh. Right, can you see the obvious mistake here? This ramp is supposed to be on the other side of here, because otherwise, if I try and extend a belt from here out this way, it's going to go smack into the back of that one. So you should not be there. You can be, actually. You should be there instead, with an additional belt there. I notice I've now run out of rubber completely, so that's going to be something I'm going to have to go and look at momentarily. But we'll leave that for the moment, while I come along here and go, where can I put this? So we've got, as before, we've got belt, ramp, splitter, thingamawhatsit. Yes, that isn't going to be able to go in there. There isn't room. So this is going to have to be input number 3 over here. Which could probably be input number 3. Let's make it input number 4, because that's going to be easier. So we have split, ramp, boof. So we can do that, and then over here I can put one of these, and this has to go this side, and then we do belt again, and I don't mean belt, I meant ramp that time, and then that can lead into there, boosh, just like that. Then over here we do the same. We have the same sort of thing where we need to get these out, and so for this one, the glass. Where's glass? Let's find glass. Because that's the other thing that needs to be fed in, and I would feel a bit silly if I ended up getting it in the wrong place, putting the whatever those things are in the wrong place and couldn't get the glass in. There are quite a few empty belts along here now. This makes me a sad panda. There's clearly some additional work going to be required there to get all of that stuff through. Where is the glass? There it is. Ah, and this is the last place where glass is seen on the bus. So, just from here, wumpa-dum, bumpa-dum, bumpa-dum, ba-dum. Somebody's put a pylon in the way. You know what? Let's just go round the pylon, because I feel like if I move the pylon across, then it's just going to get in the way of the lower bus. And there's room to do this here, so I will. Yeah, because like a muppet, I didn't line up my upper bus and my lower bus. I just didn't think of it at the time. I dropped some stuff in, and then by the time I thought of it, it was far too late. Oh, you're here. Well, that's quite exciting, isn't it? It's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be okay. Let's bring you to there. Did I get that in the right place? Don't put it there. Get rid of that. Didn't mean to put that there. Pick it back up again. Right. So, now, once again, splitter goes there. I grumble a little bit whenever I use it, but I'm quite glad that the sort of the free place thing feature is there, because otherwise it'd make a lot of things extremely fiddly and impossible. So yeah, I grumble a little bit, but that's just because I'm a whinger. Right, okay, so you come from there to here, then it's a ramp. Boop. Then biff, biff, it's a splitter. Goes here. And there we go, there's my high-tech components. So that's all of my inputs, with the rather obvious star and concern that we have no rubber, and we have no whatever that's meant to be. What is that meant to be? I saw a thing going down there then. I don't. Oh, it's thermalite. No squashed thermalite. Great. And I was a little concerned about iron earlier. What's that in there? Oh, it's a squashed thermalite again. Okay. So it seems to be rubber and squashed thermalite at the moment that are the problems. I'm sort of trying to keep my eyes open. trying to fall out of the sky as well. Trying to keep my eyes open for any other belts that seem to be a little bit undersupplied, shall we say. But yeah, at the moment it just seems to be rubber and thermalite. The rubber has stopped completely. The thermalite is probably just because there aren't enough machines squashing it. Probably. Because there's a decent amount coming out there. Is there none coming out in the other? Clear the smoke. Okay, there could be a lot more coming out there. So that's a relatively straightforward. That's just go down and put in more machines to make more squashed thermalite. The rubber, on the other hand, is a bit more of a concern because that's clearly being made somewhere, except that it isn't because it has stopped completely. This goes up. Oh, good, it goes underground, so I'm going to struggle to find it. Oh no. Well, rubber is bound to be some sort of petrochem thing, isn't it? What's being made over here? Don't you love that when you run out of something but you've no idea where it's being made? There's a shortage of plastic as well. Do you think there's just not very much oil coming in or something? Yeah, there's not very much oil coming in. Or at least there's not enough oil coming in. I wonder if my oil patch has run out again. No, not that one, that tool. I think I've finished another oil patch. That's annoying. Oil is the only non-infinite resource in the game, I think. And so in the time I've been playing, I've burned through that oil patch, and that oil patch, and that oil patch, and now that oil patch by the looks of it. There is one over here, which is, and another one down here, and one over here. Those ones I haven't tapped yet. There's also one up here, which I believe is also empty. There's a couple over here. Those are possibilities. But, yeah, okay, so I guess I was wondering what I was going to run out of first. So I guess I'm going to have to come over here. Oh, at least I'm getting pump jack efficiencies. So, yes, out of oil. You're quite right, Gims. Yeah. So, I guess I'm going to be flying over here, pulling up these pump jacks and putting them back down here and here. And I think I might get more pump jacks, so I can just get more oil patches being tapped. And that way, it's going to be a little bit longer before I start to have problems again. Right, okay, let's go and get some pump jacks. And I've already got some jump packs, at least, so that's all right. But pump jacks are also very, very useful. I suspect they're going to be made out of something that involves pipe, so they're going to be along here somewhere. Steam turbine, pipe intake, lava smelters. Going to need more of those. Freight elevators, pump jacks. There we go. Gimme. That's a lot of pump jacks. It's probably a good number. Right, do I have an incredible quantity of pipe? I can't even find... No, I have 222. I think I could probably take more pipe than that. And maybe some more pumps. How many pumps have I got? 35. No, 35 is plenty of pumps. But I will take another 2,000 pipes. Right, it's time to go on a magical mystery journey. Yeah, okay, non-infinite gatherable. Yeah, I could buy it from the market, but as I've said, that sort of feels like... I don't want to say feels like cheating, but it doesn't feel right to me. Yay, they're nibbling away at the mountain. Good bots. Right, I have no real idea how far I'm going to need to fly. Let's close that menu. But it's... Oh, there's the pipe. And then it goes over that way. And there is my current oil mine patch thing. So we'll drop in on this first, just to make sure that it is struggling as much as I think it is. And then we'll go over and work out how we're going to do everything else that we need to do. Whee! Bonk. No, these are still working. That's interesting. Maybe I've just increased my consumption rate to the point where... yeah, it's pulling out 1,800 litres a minute. Okay, I take it back. It's not that the patch has depleted. It's just that I'm using it too quickly. So, I guess I'm going to go over here. At least it's going to be easy power for this one, because I just need to dig down to the tunnel and then run it back up again. Oh, this pipe's going to run into my... run past my copper production area. That's fine, I guess. We can go under or over or round or through or something it. So, right, let's not bother. Let's not think in 3 dimensions. Let's just remove that, and then we'll put in a T-piece, we'll put it that way up, like that. And then do that. And then, well, I mean, let's be honest, we're going to dig a trench. And I'm going to use my magic box to do it. I am not quite sure what height I'm digging the next bit of it at, so let's just let's build this part of the pipe and see when I run into more terrain. What do you mean invalid copy target? It's a pipe. Copy the pipe. There we go. And at some point we're going to overcomplicate the pipe and have to put in a pump, but I'll burn that bridge when I come to it. I would like to get basically over to the other part of the factory, because there's power available over there, and so it'll be a lot easier to get the system up and running if I can just go and plug into the other side rather than having to run a power line along this pipe as well. Because I try to be decently lazy when I'm playing these games. Oh wait, I could probably. Oh, it's got too long. Grr. It was basically inevitable. You know what? Oh. No, keep flying, please. Oh no, I can't do a rotate. Oh, well, maybe I could do a rotate if I was using the magic tool. Magic pipe. Da, 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 da. Is it going to go round? As long as it doesn't go round, it's trying to go over the trees. Great. Whoop. And here is my factory. Right, so let's now go along here and we'll shoot all the trees that are in the way. Like this, because at least now everything is all the vegetation that's in the way is clearly marked for destructive purposes like this. Actually, that one's not in the way. That one's in the way. Right, and this is flashing red, so this must be a valid pipe. Putting that in there, and in behave. I think it was more or less cut there already. Oh, this tree's still in the way. I think it was more or less cut at the old pumps as well. But yeah, that's a good point. We'll go back and check. Yeah, there's a pump there already, so it's not going to make much difference. I could put in a pump just over here. Actually, there's a decent amount of complexity going down there, so yes, putting in a pump here is a good idea. What do you mean valid copy target? It's a pump. For goodness sake. Alright, so we'll put you in there like that, snuggled in nicely. And we're going to have the same problem we had earlier, because there's no way a cable's going to stretch from there to there, is there? No, there isn't. So we'll run a cable from there to there, and then... What? No. Run a cable from there, and then to there. Well done, that's a good game. Oh, free place to place the pump sort of way above the hole. Yeah, I probably could. I don't know whether that feels like a nice idea or not, to be honest. It does intrigue me. Oh, 242, nice. It does intrigue me, and feels like a slightly easier way to get at some of those deep patches. But also, it feels, I don't know. There are certain people who watch my streams who are a little bit unhealthily fond of open cast mining, should we say? Why you like this? I don't care. Yes, praise the holy voxel. It did want to go over the tree, but then why didn't it go back down again and go back under the tree? That's what I want to know. You are 5 pieces too long. 5. Ta-da. Yeah, and yes, okay, it wanted to go over the tree, sure, but normally when it tries to do that, it goes up and then tries to goes up 1 square to try and go over the tree, then immediately comes back down again. when it realises it can't, and that bit just doesn't get built because it's a stupid idea. This time it just didn't, though. Oh no, we're going that way. There. So now I need. Oh, I need high voltage power over here. There isn't high voltage power over here. Wait, maybe there is. No, there isn't. I'm not over one of my tunnels. Well, I mean, it's no worse. It's probably less bad to run power from over here than it is from all the way down that pipe, I think. I don't really know. Okay, so here is pylon. Bip, bap. Sadly, you can't go back from low voltage to high voltage by putting another transformer on a what do you call it? Which is realistic, to be fair, but a shame. Foundation, that's the word I was looking for. Why are you whinging? Oh, I've run out of power poles. Right, from there, use a power pole small, because that's what I have. Build out to there. Then can we do straight to that? No, that would be too far. And that's kind of fair enough, I think. So build one out to there, and then bip, like that. There we go. Oh! Of course, yes, just make it a low voltage one. I forget there's... I forgot there was a low... I forgot there was such a thing as a low voltage pump. Yes, that's a much better idea. Let's do that instead. Okay, so you... Stop trying to mine the mushroom. Right, there we go. Let's take out the pump. There we go. I don't care if there's a mushroom. Right, so we've got that pump. Low voltage pump. Boop. And then... There we go. Lovely. And then back to the piping. So we want to do one of these. I think I'm going to go... Yeah, let's go down here. Why not? This will be fine. So to there, and then... Is that under? Yes. I can't go under, but the pipe can. Then we have more mushrooms. That one. Shoot the mushrooms. Shoot the mushrooms. Shoot the mushroom. Shoot the rock. Work out where we're going. Going along here. Bum 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 bum. Right, terrain is going down. That's good. Tree. Another tree. Another tree. Where am I? Am I anywhere near the... No, I'm nowhere near. I need to go... Okay, so I need to go under this as well. That's probably fine. It may well be at the same height. We'll find out when we get there. No, it wasn't. The oil was quite a lot further off, I'm afraid. I've lost my sanity pipe. There it is. There's my build. Right. From here, you... Did that link on? Yes, it did. All the way over here. And again. Oh, rock. And then all the way over here. And there we go. We found some terrain. We need to dig through that. Switch over to this tool and go from there to... Oh, we can't go that far. Right, okay, we'll do a little bit of it. We'll go up to there. Then we'll go from there to there. I want this to just be its own little tunnel, but it can't, because I'm going to need to go down there and dig it out. Oh, I missed. Fortunately, my little mining drones are quite happy travelling straight through solid soil. Also, I've made that deeper than I meant to, but never mind. Alright, so now we can extend this under here. Let's switch over to Smart Place and go from there under there to there, where we will then come up, because I'm not digging through that much soil. Maybe one more. Oh, and there's a tree again. This is why I tend to dig long underground tunnels with the boring machine, because it's a lot easier than flying along going, is that tree going to be in the way? Probably. Is that one? Probably not. Are these two? Almost. That one certainly is. That one might be. I don't know. I'm going to shoot them all anyway, just because I'm offended by the concept of trees at this point. And actually, I need to turn right at some point. Is it about here? No, yeah, okay, I've overshot. Where am I? Right, a little bit further. There aren't trees underground as of yet, so that part of the game that we don't have to worry about. Right, so come across to, where was it? It was about here. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Smart mode. From there, let's go this way. Whee! That did quite well before it hit something. Oh, and now we're too long again. You know, at this point, I'm just going to keep extending this and then work out where the pumps need to go once I'm there, because I am nearly there. Just a few more impudent trees. Here it is. Lovely. And there's a little sheep guy on it as well. Right, okay, so now we've got here, I can now put in the jump packs, or something sounds similar, and that's presumably in the resource gathering area. There we go, pump jack. Don't make them. I don't need to make pump jacks. I've got pockets full of them over here. Let's try that again. Pump jacks, these guys. Right. So we'll put you as many as we can, basically. Do I need to clear out some of this area? I think I might do. See if this makes any difference to where I can put them. Oh, okay, that was just a bit off the edge of the resource patch. That's kind of fair enough then, I suppose. So we'll start with you, and then you. How many of these can I put in? Quite a few. I am quite deliberately having them floating way up in the air, even though that's ridiculous. Because it does that, because then it's going to be a lot easier to line all the pipes up. So we will need a 4-way here and here. Oh, I'm not going to put the next one in the right place. Oh. That's kind of annoying. And straight goes all the way through here like that. Smirt from here. To here. Right, there we go. And I'll obviously put a pump in here because there's going to be power in this area. And then I'll work out where the power is going to be required. So actually this should be an HV pump, because everything around here is going to be high voltage. And then how much too long are you? You are, okay, only double. Sorry, significantly less than double. So I've got one pump there. No, I've got one pump there, so if I put another one here, that's probably going to be alright. Let's try. I'll put it on this side so there's a bit more potential for it to be okay. So if I dig out a little bit of a space down here like this, then I can put in my foundation like that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Don't know where that one went. Grab it back. And then if I pull out that and that, then yeah, the pipe. It's more of a maximum complexity of pipe than how good a pump is. It's just, yeah. So as Gim says, it's just how you power them. So over here, I have low voltage power really conveniently because I've got a load of machines running, and now we've got two pieces of pipe here. One of which is 186, and the other is 220. Both of those are less than 300, so we're good. That means I can now fly back down here again and carry on with the pump jackery. I'm also going to need to dig down to my tunnel in order to bring power up, but that's not too difficult. We'll burn that bridge when we'll deal with that in a moment. I guess burn that bridge when we come to it is another one of my catchphrases, probably. Can we... Oh. No, that one should be fine. Should be able to put one on there like this. Where are you? Yeah, perfect. Good. Right, and then there, and go back to normal snapping mode. There and there and all the way along here. Then we can flip them round and do another row along here like this. This is a big old oil patch. Now maybe it's partly because I'm building way up above it, and so I'm able to build on a slightly larger scale, but it feels like it's a much bigger oil patch than I'm used to having. Hopefully that means it'll have a lot more capacity as well. There'll be a lot more oil in it, and it'll last for a lot longer. Or alternatively, we'll just pull all... It'll be the same size, and we'll end up pulling all the oil out of it really quickly, and then I'll be sad. Oh, there just isn't room for another pump there. Okay, fine. But there is there. So I can get a few more in along here, like this, and this, and a couple this way at least. There we go. And now the one place I've not put one that I... maybe I could put one here. Yeah. There's one would go in here, except that lump sticking up there means it can't. Now I could put a pump in. This is where I get to decide which would be nicer. To have a gap here where there is no pump jack, but sort of could be, or to have one pump jack that's just a tiny bit higher than all of the other ones. So I could put one there, and it's out of position, but I could then turn that into a 6-way, and then that into a corner. And that would work. It just looks a bit weird. I think I'll do that because it's not that bad, really. Honest gov. Right, now I need power. So that means I need to go down into my tunnel, which is about here. And I'm going to go down on this side rather than that side because there's a pond over there and things would go horribly wrong. So, down a hole. I need to go all the way down to 89 because that's where my standard tunnels run through. Chaos of approval, nice, yeah. Okay, well I've kind of sort of just about missed the tunnel. I was aiming to aim for... This is just not really where I wanted to come out. I think what I'll do is I'll put one of these in here, then I'll remove that and then put it back in like this. Bip. Bop. And then from there, this can go up here. I guess that actually works. It's not how I meant to put it in, but it'll do. And then one of these can come onto the wall in the place where it doesn't clip through. Can we? There'll do, I guess. I can come up here. And this is not a hole that I'm going to be able to use myself, but that's fine. I don't need to be able to use every single hole, just the convenient ones. I may end up making another hole for this at some point, you never know. Right, and I want to then I'll put one of these here because it'll look sensible that way. Now I can run a cable from, I said we can run a cable from there to there to the... No, don't be like that. There to there. The accusation is probably against myself for just not being able to click properly, to be quite honest with you. And then we'll run this down here again. Bim, bim. I am apparently bad with a mouse today. Doop, 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 doop. All the way along. Okay, I just can't see at this point. That's on the 3D and the voxel snappery and stuff like that. Along here like this. And you know what? I'm just going to come right back up the other side as well. I was going to run a second cable down the other side, but there's actually no point. I might as well just do it like this. I could link it back to there as well, just for gits and shiggles. Right, we are pumping. My mouse is not a USB mouse. It is plugged directly into my computer, so I'm pretty sure it's not a low battery. That said, it does go through a couple of hubs on the way to the computer for various silly reasons. So it's possible it's not getting quite as much juice as it would like, but it certainly doesn't have a low battery. Right, so this is a 7 million patch. That's quite a lot. Although it is down to it's going quite quickly, shall we say? Because there's a lot of drills drilling from it. But that does mean we're getting quite a lot of... We're getting a completely empty pipe there. Lovely. We're getting a completely empty pipe there as well, probably. But there is 25,000 litres per minute going through it and rising. Well, not rising. It just hasn't quite totaled the number up yet. So, oh, I haven't plugged this one in. That would help quite a lot. Pipe goes from here to here. And then pipe here becomes a T-intersection, like that. There we go. That's now all plugged in, all seems to be running. Some of these have stopped working. Why are you not pumping? Storage full. Why are you not dumping out into the pipe? Have we just hit the capacity of the pipe? Maybe we've hit the capacity of the pipe? Yeah, that is a full pipe. Wow. Is that because this is now a full pipe? Yeah, okay. So we've just hit. We've actually managed to refill the network by the looks of it. Okay, sweet. We now seem to have enough crude oil being dug up out of the ground. I think having spent best part of an hour doing that. No, actually less than an hour. I'm going to fly back over and have a look and make sure the rubber's kicked in again and is starting to work again. Oh, 20 per pipe. Okay. Well, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with having too many drills on there. To be honest, I don't think. I suppose there's no actual advantage to having too many drills, apart from just ease of laziness. But it's not going to cause any harm. Most of this has been dug out. That's quite nice. So if I come back over here, there probably won't be any rubber yet, but there is potential of rubber. I'd like to think that the pipes are stronger. Yeah, there we go. We've got enough rubber coming in now. I'd like to think that the pipes are stronger than the pumps in the pump jacks. They might not be, but I'd like to think that they are. That's still not very much rubber coming through. I will give it a moment or two, just in case this is sort of still spooling back up to speed and we're going to see a bit more rubber later on. But that concerns me a little bit because it's, yeah, exactly. That's my hope. I don't have a great deal of confidence in that, but I'm going to tell myself that it is just we're waiting for it to properly spool up and get up to speed, as it were. We shall see. Right, you need inputs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. Boop. Yay! Little wet robot jobby things. Just what I always wanted. Alright, so those are going to come out, and they're going to be put on another belt just over here. So we can... I'll do that straight away. Because that put a little bit of load on the system. Not too much, but a little bit. Okay, so if you're coming down there, then this will have to go up here. Like that. And then this is the bus. This is the bus lane that will carry the soggy robot things. And you know what? You can have all of my inventory. Just because I know I've picked up some trash while I've been doing all this. And actually, I was going to say so can you, but no, all of your... anything goes into there also goes into here, so... yeah. Okay, the rubber is still a bit of a struggle, but and just not rubbering very well. So it may be that there are various machines along there that are gathering in the rubber and are just stealing half of it and half of it and half of it and half of it, and it will get better. So we will give it a moment. But for now, nope, go away. For now, I've made those things, so that means I can now look at the next robot type, which is in here. And that's going to be... where's the first wet bot? Planter, mining, maintenance, combat. Aquatic hauling bot. That seems to be the first one. So that's a nautical chassis, tick. A CPU, tick. Hydraulic pistons, tick. Ignium fuel rods. No, we don't have those. And the same for that one, but a portable light as well. Okay, instead of a piston. Fine. And that one is a mining drill instead of a portable light or a piston. Now, interestingly, we are building mining drills for the mining robots, but I don't know if we can bring that along here very easily. Maybe we will. And then this one's empty barrels. Okay, so we've got... so they're basically all the same, except each one has its own special ingredient. Now, that makes me wonder if I want to do something clever, and by clever I probably mean foolish with these. Because if they've all got the same, the first three things, if they've all got three identical inputs, well, I could... it's three, though. Three is difficult. So there are two possibilities here that for making things a little bit more efficient. One is put in a row of machines that make the first type of bot, then put in machines that make the second type of bot, then put in machines that make the third type of bot, and so on, all just going out in one long row. And that's kind of all well and good. You then have to feed in and out all the intermediate ingredients as you go along the way, but it would cause issues because you'd have it would cause issues when you wanted to expand because you realised you weren't making enough robots. My second thought was have a machine for one type of robot and then a machine for the other type, sharing the belts that go up the middle between them. But the problem is if you've got three belts running through like this, 1, 2, 3, with or without the kinks on the end, I don't care, and then you've got a set of machines on either side. Well, if your first machine is easy, you put in 1, 2, 3, and you've got all the bits going into it. Then your second machine, you go, okay, well, we'll try and be efficient, so I'll put the one that takes 2 in, the one that takes from the second one there, and then I need to put in a 3 ultra long inserter. This isn't Factorio where multiple inserters can grab from the same piece of belt, so that isn't going to work. Now what I could do is I could offset the machines like this. I could have one machine there and one machine there, and that would work. I'd have to have a gap between each machine, but that has potential and is a little bit different, which makes me sort of like it. So that seems to be that is, yeah, let's do that because it's a little bit different and a little bit interesting. And then I can bring in the special ingredients for each thing can then be brought in on the outside row and along with the output. So that'll work quite nicely, and it should all just come together reasonably well. So let's remove all. I wish all the tools were the same. Let's remove all of... try again. Right, go from there to there to whatever. And then remove that piece individually because you need to. Right. So yeah, we'll go with that design because it says it's a little bit more interesting than just having individual sets of machines. How water resistant are the bots? I don't know. I'm just building them to the specs I've been given, and if the people who are ordering them haven't requested the correct specs, then that's on them. That sounds like a them problem to me. Okay, so let's do an easy couple first. So ignium. Oh no, I still need to make ignium fuel rods first because everything requires that. And then none of them are easy. Oh no, this one's easy. Once I've made the ignium fuel rods, the aquatic hauling bot is easy because I'll have everything. But then the marine exploration will need me to make the lights. This one needs me to make the mining drills again. This one needs me to make the barrels. I think I've made barrels before. They're not difficult, but they all need a machine or two to make them. So we'll so ignium fuel rods first, and that's going to be a component, I assume. There we go. Ignium fuel rod is a fuel rod casing, copper wire, ignium powder, and liquid fuel. Jeez. Okay, liquid fuel is low density oleumite. Okay, made in a chemical processor. We'll do that over here because I'm not running another pipe. And then the fuel rod casing is advanced machinery parts and steel beams. That's not too bad. Now, I know I've been saying I'm short of steel, but it's a reasonably easy build, so I have no complaints there. So let's do this one first. Actually, let's do this one in the middle. There's a lot of bits and pieces required for this. This is going to be a little bit faffy, but never mind. We can get on with that. Fuel rods needed 416 machines making them. I assume that's just for the scale you're trying to make them at, because, yeah. What am I planning to do if I run out of oil? If I run out of oil, I'm going out and setting up another mining patch. Unfortunately, that seems to be just what I'm doing at the moment. So it's happened several times already. That patch has run out. That patch has run out. That one has run out. That one ran out. That one ran out. No, that one's still going, actually. It's just not producing it fast enough. And then that one is up and running now. Oh, if there was a not producing fast... Uh-oh. Am I going to need a second oil pipe coming from here? Oh, I hope I don't. Or rather, am I going to need the oil pipe that's coming from here to be separate from this one so I can get more throughput? Ugh. I think I better go and check on that, because that might be why there's still no rubber coming through. Because if we are just running through the oil at the maximum rate you can pump it down a pipe, that's a problem that I hadn't considered. I've just been treating pipes as having infinite throughput, essentially. So this is where the oil comes into the factory. And we have a full pipe. We have a full pipe. Max throughput is 36,000, output is 16,000. What's the maximum throughput of a pump? I don't know. What's the maximum throughput of a pump? I still don't know. Okay. Well, I suppose we look over here and we go, how much is in this pipe? And we go, this is basically full. So okay, there is now enough oil coming in, so that isn't a problem. So now we get back to the where am I trying to make rubber question. Is it these machines? Because these all seem to be busy. Oh no, they're making CPUs. That's fine. Where am I rubbering? Why are these machines not working? What are they trying to do and failing? I think these are plastic, but why are they failing? Okay, you're full on your output. Why are you guys not doing anything? What? Oh, is there a... Oh, there's a junk... Oh. Right, we are not... Ah, this is probably the problem. One of these is not enough to get rid of all of the waste gas that we're putting somewhere. I don't know how big a flare stack is. I didn't actually look when I started building it. There we go. Put in a 5x5 for it and see how we go. Fleur stuck, that one. Oh, it's 3x3. Okay, fine. Boop. Oh yeah. This isn't Factorio. Can't just drop something in next to a pipe and expect it to work. 4-way. Boop. This now kicks in. And the amount in the pipe is still full, Okay. It might drop off. Maybe I should put in another one. But we've got... we're doing 2,000 litres a minute. It hasn't started to go down yet. But that's because all of these machines have huge amounts in their outputs. There we go. So that's ditched all... This one's now run out and filled up and emptied again. So we do seem to be... Things seem to be going pretty well. The pipe is still completely full. But we do have plastic starting to flow again. So that's nice. I think there's a decent chance... I reckon this is my rubber production over here. Nope. Maybe some... Oh, there's rubber. Right, so we're seeing machines starting to kick back in again over here. Tell me stuff. No high density oleumite. Is that coming from one of these guys? This is so... Okay, they're both full, so it must be this pipe. Must be this pipe coming from this machine. Is this machine working? Yes, it is. Yeah, there we go. There's my high density oleumite. And so we're just we're probably trying to clean out all that waste gas and then wait for this to produce enough for all these machines to kick back in again. Like that. I was hoping for a bit more than that, just that little plurt. Oh, that's a little bit more. That's a more exciting plurt. But it stopped again already. Have I just got too many machines on here for the amount I'm creating? Let's have a look. So, high density is made at 400 per minute. This one is made at... I can't even find the thing. Oh, it's also making 500 a minute. Did I misread the other one? Oh, in pure to pure. Right, so we're making 400... Yeah, that was making 500 a minute. This is using 500 a minute. Okay, and producing 400 a minute. Do you need anything else? Are you struggling for anything? All these pipes. Ah! Can I have squeak through, please? Right, so this is pulling in 1,000 crude a minute and producing 500 a minute. Okay, so we've got... Yeah, this seems to be fine. Yeah, these are filling up quickly enough. So this machine is running 100% of the time. So this machine should also be running 100% of the time because their numbers are exactly the same. That's 500, this one's 500. So that runs like that. And then we fill back up again. Yeah, there we go. So that's okay. So we're making 400 a minute there. And then along here, we're using 300 a minute. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 machines running off. That's some serious screwing up of the ratios there. How did I get it that bad? It is, yeah, 300 a minute of the high density oleumite going in. And I've got 500 a minute coming out. So 2 of these machines, sure. But 8 of them, that's just ridiculous. Okay then. So the limiting factor is these 2 machines that are making me my high density oleumite. So I guess the correct thing to do would be to put in another 2 of these instead of the first several of these, and just leave 3 on the outside and add a bit more. It does still look fairly full, doesn't it? Let's have a look at that. It is still completely full. Yeah, let's put in another 2 flare stacks because this is a bit inadequate. Wait, have I linked up to a different? No, is this? No, it's the same pipe. Yeah, so I can just put them over here, which is nice because there's lots of space over here. So let's make another 2 of those because I can. Let's make 3 because why not? They're pretty small. So then over here we want to go 3 by 9, and then along here we can pull out that. I said we can pull out that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. T, 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 and flares, flares, flares. Flares are now officially back in fashion. boom, they all kick in. Right, lovely. How do we feel about that? There we go. Now we're emptying the pipe. I might have gone a little overboard there, but you know what? I don't care. I'd rather have too many than too few. Still, over here, that ratio is still a serious problem. So I think that means, yes, get rid of at least some of these. If I put in a second copy of this, then that'll go from being, what was it, 400 to 800, so I can have 3 machines on the end. So if I leave the 3 up there and get rid of that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. In fact, I should have used the smarter deleter, smarter deleter, and get rid of that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Actually, yeah, let's get rid of all of these pipes as well, and we'll replace them later as appropriate. Let's get rid of all of... Oh, fine. This one's 1 square, 1 cube lower. Of course it is. Get rid of all of that. That's probably just going to be replaced with a straight pipe, so... But that's fine. Then, copy-paste time. Yay! Everyone's favourite. So I want to go from that block. I said I want to go from that block. Oh, right. Select new area. I want to go from there to bum 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 bum. Gonna have to be there to I don't care. And then we'll... No, I need the pipe around the end as well. So I'm gonna have to extend that one that way like that. What's going on at this end? This is all fine. Oh, actually, let's have that straight pipe as well, because why not? I'm going to get that I'm going to get that bottom pipe as well. That's going to need to be fed over and in the other end, but that's okay. There's going to be quite a bit of tidying up required here, but that's okay. I can deal with that. We've got an input pipe here. That's going to be problematic. We're going to have to do something funny with these, the input and the output on this side, but I can deal with that. So confirm, copy and place. I would like to have a second one of all of that, and yes, it does fit. Excellent. So confirm, paste that. Right. Now, okay, you're fine. You can link up to there. That's good. We approve of that. Also over here, that can link up to. Try again. Also over here, that can link up to there. That is fine too. This pipe running all the way along here. Okay, that needs a T-piece in the middle there, but otherwise that's fine. Yeah, we can have a piece in there as well. That's also fine. This pipe down here, right, that needs to be run to that one. That's easy enough. So we'll run a pipe along there and then just connect it in here. I was going to say I'll put in a T-piece. I won't put in a T-piece because there isn't room to put more in. If I want to do more, then I'll copy it this way out into this space. So that's that, and then over here that needs to be a T. Like so. There we go. That's the steam, I think it is. So that's all of the easy stuff now, hooked up properly. We've got the pass-through in the middle there and there, so that's fine. The difficult bit now is over here, where we need to link this pipe to this in. What? Ah. Oh no, this is easy. No, it isn't. Right, yeah. We need to link this pipe, because this is an input. It's really loud here. I need to link this pipe, which is the input to the system with the crude, to here, because that's the input into this machine. And then I need to link this one here, the output, into the output to this one. So, let's come back down here again and knock out that and place it with a T going downwards. Then that can have a corner like that. Then we straight pipe it because we like loud exhausts or something. I don't know. Then we get rid of that and that, but not that. You stay. Then we switch back over to corner. and corner. There we go, that's my inputs. And along here, bim, bim, bim. Corner again. That. That. You can do some lovely spaghetti with pipes. I kind of appreciate it. Now bring that along to there because I'm being kind of lazy, and drop down there. And then a T goes here. Like that. I can't get it into place. Like that. There we go. Now everything should work and we should be able to rubberize again. And we've got 500 coming out of here and 900. Sorry, no, we've got 800 coming out of here. Sorry, I think it was 400 each, wasn't it? Yeah, we've got 800 coming out here and capacity to use 900 here. So obviously we're not quite producing enough, but it's close enough. It's to within one machine. I'm happy with that ratio, and when I inevitably need a little bit more, then yeah, I can copy and paste this whole thing and bring it across this way. I will then have an absolute nightmare of a time trying to hook up all of the input and output pipes at this end, but largely it'll be kind of sort of maybe okay really. So I've now doubled my production rate of rubber. I feel like that's still not enough, so I think I am going to just straight up double this again because I want more. Please, sir, can I have some more? So let's get out the copy paster again, and I would like to select a new area, and this time I'm going to go from underneath that pipe, except I can't. I'm going to go under. Yeah, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to get that piece of thingamawhat's there, all the way to over here. Now where do I want to stop at this end? I think I want to get these pipes. Wait, what are you doing? There's something in the way. No, I don't want that machine. I want to here. And I want this row of pipes, but not the other one. So if we get to there and up to wherever, I don't care, then I can do a copy in place. I'm only going to do one copy, at least for now, until I've worked out how hard it is to link everything up. So we'll paste that into place. Oh, I need to go in here and I need to remove terrain. There we go. Then I can paste. I've run out of conveyor, have I? Or is it blocked? No, I think I've just run out of conveyor. No, hang on. Conveyor 3. No, I've got loads of it. There's three things blocked, so it's one conveyor and two pieces of pipe. Right, that'll just be in here, and that'll be things I need to sort out. So yeah, there we go. There's the blocked conveyor. Honestly, this conveyor should probably run in the opposite direction and go onto the back of that one. That would make a lot more sense. So let's do that. It could also use up less conveyors, not that I have any particular shortage of those. So there to there, height 1. There we go. And then I need a space around here, so we'll use this gadget, come over to here, and then down one. There we go. Pull all of that out. There's some good bots. Lovely. And then don't need that belt. Need that belt number 5. From there, out to here, to there, and then back down that way. There. So that's my rubber being fed through there. We've now got the the plastic stuff coming through. Actually, once again, it's going to be so much easier to hook that up at the other end. So let's get rid of this entire column up to here, and then run a pipe from here to here, like that. There we go. That's that one. Now it's just the inputs over here. So we've got down here. We've got a steam input that we've neglected. So that one needs to be turned into a T piece. We'll probably find we run out of steam doing this, but still, it's a good try. So we can pump the steam in there. That's that one. Then over here we have another steam input. Fine. So I can link that in like this. There we go. And then we've done the plastic, so it's just the crude oleumite coming in. That needs to be brought from over here to there. I think the best way to do that is just going to be pull out that pipe, turn it into another upright vertical T-piece like so. Same over here. I mean, this one could be actually be a corner like that. Then, you know, I'm going to put a T intersection on the top of here just in case. But I'm going to put a corner in over here because this one definitely isn't going to have anything going in the opposite direction. And then I can run my pipe from here to here. And there we go. That's the crude being fed in here. Which should mean, yeah, that one's kicked in. And now this one, yep, this one's, hang on, where am I? Yes, this one's kicked in as well, and so have these two. So we've got all 4 of the distillation columns going. And there we go, now we've got all 3 of the rubberizers rubbering. So there we go. I've now quadrupled the amount of rubber that was being made from before, and I've made it reasonably copy-pastable. I have slight concerns about my steam production. There is a machine making steam. Is it going to keep up? And we have a full pipe still. We have a machine here that thinks it is currently steaming, but yeah, the steam, the boiler is happy. The boiler is a happy bunny. Excellent. So yeah, I think again, as long as we keep the why did you go dark? Oh, you're the intermediate. Okay, fine. Yeah, it's being used up as fast as it's made, so that's okay. The waste gas is fairly full, but not excessively so. It seems to be filling up. Have I linked this in? I bet I haven't. No, I haven't linked this one in. Right, that's why that's looking problematic. You're not waste gas, so I can't link into you. You are waste gas over here. Yeah, another sort of concerned and confused noises. Right, yes, I need to desperately need to get this pipe to somewhere safe. So, I guess we will do some pipe spaghetti because that's the only option remaining at this point. So we'll come up to here and go across to here and then over to here. And I'm pretty sure this is a waste gas pipe. Yes, it is. So we're going to then... This is getting very, very tangled. I don't entirely like this, but also part of me does find it entertaining. A sort of an evil, twisted, sadistic part of me, but there is definitely part of me that finds this tangle of pipework interesting and terrifying, because it is probably going to go wrong at some point, but it's working right now. So if I do put in another one of these modules, or even more than one of them, as far as we need to go, it's going to be fairly straightforward to put together, I think. There's going to be a little bit of fiddling some of the pipes in here to get the steam pipe is going to need to be updated each time. But basically, most of this I think is going to come together fairly straightforwardly. I don't know whether that means I should now put in another one just to see. It's sort of tempting, but I'm not sure if I'm that brave. How are you holding up? Fine. Okay, good. How is rubber doing now? So we've got, as I said, we've got 4 times the rubber we had before. There's no real way to tell without flying out over there or waiting about half an hour to see how well it's getting on. So let's assume that it's absolutely fine. That sounds like a very good idea, doesn't it? Completely safe. Let's just assume that everything is working wonderfully, exactly as I would like it to, and fly back over here. At least now I've worked out where the rubber comes from, so I know, and I can go in and update it and fix it and expand it as necessary. If we look in here, where's the rubber? There it is, and there's still not very much of it. Yay! All of that was for, I won't say it was for nothing, but all of that was for insufficient. Where's it? It's all going into making these guys. Jeez. I've only got one machine doing it. Where's it all? Where are you putting it all? How much do you need? 80 a minute. And you've got, okay, it's stockpiling 123 of them in its output buffer. But still, the fact that when this is running at full... I'm going to want these machines running at full chat in order to produce enough of these things to keep all my bot production going. So I think this isn't enough rubber. Crikey. And then there's also the thermalite plates that are not being made remotely fast enough. That's another concern which I'm going to need to deal with. So my earlier comment at the or pre-stream comment of, yeah, I'm just going to sweep in and make all of the robots. No, Laurence, that was foolish and overly ambitious. Let's go and make another 2 copies of that, because, to be honest, I think I'm going to need the rubber. I think now it's a little bit too close to this system. I would prefer it to be a little bit further away, but it is now quite a nice little module that I think I can copy and paste quite easily. So I am now reasonably happy with it. If I can find a bottom corner to copy from. I start from over here instead. Right, so we have the pipe going up the middle there. So I need to copy from under there. That's the tricky bit. Oh no, copy from here. That'll do. Alright, so select area. I want to go from there. And maybe when I inevitably find out I need 10 times as much rubber production or something like that, then maybe I will redesign it from scratch. But for now, part of me sort of feels like I think this is okay and wants to see if that's true. So I'll put in another 2 like that. We need to go in here because there's some terrain to remove. Boom. There we go. Confirm the paste. There's going to be some stuff blocked. Fine. Where is the stuff that is blocked? Is there anything blocked? Basically, is there anything blocked at this end? No. I don't think so. Well, I can't see anything, which isn't quite the same thing. Oh, and I'm missing 6 things as well. What am I missing? Distillation columns. Okay, of course I am. Right, so come in here. Right, yeah, this... Actually, that's quite nice, because it means I can come in here and tidy these pipes up without there being all kinds of stuff in the way. So, what are you? Oh, right, yes, your steam going in there. Fine. So, this is correct. So, I can remove that, and remove that, and remove... Oh, no, that one's fine, and remove that. And then depiece all the things. So, 1 there. 1 there. 1 there. Right, that's good. Now I just need the distillation. Oh, I need to zap this. Okay, so I've run out of distillation columns as discussed. This random piece of pipe floating in the air there. Let's go and get some more disty columns, and I think then I should be able to drop that in. Oh, and I need to do the belt across the back, and then I think that's probably there. Rock hold, good chap. Yes, jolly good show. If you were a distillation column, you would be there. 10 of them, eh? Okay, gimme. So now I should be able to confirm paste, and it'll tell me no for some reason. Still 2 things to block. Oh, yeah, there's a couple of pipes in there probably that are blocked, but I think that should largely be okay. The waste gas output. Okay, there's something funny going. Oh, okay, yeah, something funny going along here which I can fix, like that. Except there needs to be an input there as well. So do that, and then a corner. That. What's going on here? Same thing. Oh, that needs to go in there as... Where's my crude input? Here's my crude input. Okay, so that needs to come along to here and here, which means I can't do that. That won't work. So that needs to come along to... wait. Oh, grumble noises. Oh no, that's fine. I've got my down pipe there. And yeah, that's okay. This one is not okay because this is actually a waste gas output. So I need to remove that and put in a... And then just start to cry a little bit because this pipe's in the way. Yeah, maybe I should have gone and put it somewhere completely different. All right, let's spaghetti time. That's going to go up. That's going to go up as well. And it's just going to go straight over the top because that isn't horrible at all. There we go. That's what I wanted. I mean, it's not what I wanted, but it's what we're getting. This side, however, is going to be somewhat neater because we can have the crude oil come in like that, and then we can have the waste. Yeah, that doesn't need to be there. That T can be the other way, pointing downwards. So we can get the T intersection. We can rotate it like that. Yes, there we go. And then where are we looking? Yeah, that is just one down. Let's use the magic tool. Smart me into. What are you doing? Could you just go in where I obviously want you to go? There we go. Right, and that'll get rid of the waste gas. Now the belt at the other end. We take this one, and to be honest, we can't see what we're doing. We go from there, go straight through there, like that. Boom, an output from all of those. Now, these machines are not working because that needs to be a T-piece. Which means... What? Did I... Huh? How have I missed that pipe? Why is that? How can that pipe be missing here? When there's... The space for it is there. And I copy, and the belt underneath it is there. Did I just not copy high enough up? No, because this pipe's there. How is that pipe possibly... How could that pipe possibly be missing? I don't understand. Oh well. It's relatively easy to fix, so I guess I will. I didn't miss the pipe missed me. Well, sure, but even so, it's still confusing and problematic that the pipe was able to miss me like that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see in to do the other ones. Right, forget. Oh, bother. I've lost my T-piece. If you pardon the expression. There we go. One there, and one there. I don't even know if I can... Oh, so I can get out like that. Good. Right, and now link those in across. Oh, come on. See down the gap. There we go. Put that through there. Lovely. To there. I think that's... No, that's not. Oh no, it's put it in too low down. Stupid thing. Okay, I'm going to have to clean that out now because I won't be able to later on account of having put a pipe in the way. Now, it technically doesn't matter that there are random pieces of pipe on my belt down there, but it looks stupid, and I'll probably end up copy-pasting it in the future, and then I'll be going, what is all this doing? What idiot designed this? And as usual, it'll be me. It'll be my fault. Right, so have that there, and then finally, lily-lally. I don't even have the output on this one. I was going to say, oh, I know what I've done. I don't know if I do know what I've done. Oh, no, the outputs are on this side. So, did I just not copy... I'm very confused. Still, the machines are now all running. We have, so I've doubled, quadrupled, octupled the production of rubber. And if that isn't enough, then I'm going to find a quiet corner to sit in and have a little cry. Yes, I didn't book myself into pipe prison, you're quite right. No, I haven't... Well, I was going to say I haven't run out of pipe. But that's a good point. Yeah, I could see where the blueprint goes to. Yeah, so that is outside it. So presumably, but then that doesn't explain. So okay, so I got the pipes from the wrong side of the machines, perhaps. No, I didn't even. Ah, so I've left less of a gap. Yeah, there we go. So there's a bit more of a gap over here than there is. So whereas in this one, the pipe is right underneath it. So yes, it fits, but it's sort of kind of lucky that it does, because over here we've got the pipes for these machines. Then next up we've got we've got the belt for these machines and the pipe for these machines. So because I didn't copy, I copied from here to here, I think, and well, from here to, I don't really know. I didn't get this row in, so which is why there's no gap along here. But conveniently, there was just enough of a gap that it still fits and it still works. And even more convenient, there's a bit more. Actually, there's more of a gap down the length of here. So at this point, we can see there's one there. There's still one there and one there. Oh, I don't know. But there must be a slightly larger gap here. Maybe that. What's this pipe? Oh, right, yes. This is there is a small, there's a 2 gap here if we don't count this pipe, because that pipe isn't here, and there's only a 1 gap, and then a 1 gap again. So I just got really, really lucky. I missed a chunk off the blueprint, but there was enough space in it that it didn't matter. It sort of condensed down a little bit, and nothing collided with anything else. Right. That makes sense. I could drop one of these in on another oil patch somewhere, perhaps like one like this one, or this one that's quite close. Not that one. That one's empty. This one that's got a good supply of water next to it. So yeah, I could just have rubber coming up from here, at least until that runs out of oil, and then I could put more in from here. So yeah, it is something I could put somewhere else, but this is where I've been doing all of my oil processing shenaniganery. So I thought I'd just carry on, to be honest. And I built up some rubber production here, and so it's easy. It's slightly easier to just expand it than it would be to try and build it up somewhere else. That's my theory anyway. It may be absolute nonsense, but it's a theory nonetheless. Right, so that's a good healthy quantity of rubber now, hopefully. So my next project is going to have to be thermalite. So over here we can see that there is not a solid belt of thermalite coming out here, and there's not a solid belt of thermalite going in there. We do have the thermalite output being split multiple ways. So we've got 3 green belts coming out here, which means that is 50% more than we have going in. However, as you can see, these two not running very quickly at all, so it's basically fine. If I can get it up to the state where we've got this entire blue belt being used and processed, we may well have enough, or I may need, alternatively, I may need to run an additional freighter of the thermalite down from here and do more thermalite squashing underground. But for now, let's assume, or actually I could just run another belt over and run it down the same elevator, come to think of it, because you can have 2 blue belts in a blue elevator. And there's a little bit more, there's another dribble coming in there, but we don't really care about that. Right, so I guess I need to get some more lava smelters, and then I need to go all the way down to the bottom end of anywhere and see how things go. So we've got lava smelter 1s being made here, but we don't want lava smelter 1s, except that I think they're an ingredient for lava smelter 2, and I'm hand feeding them. I'll check that and I'll come back. What goes into a lava smelter 2? It is lava smelter 1, thermalite, circuit board, energy cell. Thermalite, circuit board, energy cell. So it should be along here somewhere. That's batteries. That's something else. There we go, this one. I would like some of those, please. And then, yes, I do indeed need to hand feed the lava-lyzers. These guys. Keith. Which side was it? Yeah, this side. That was about here. It was you, wasn't it? Yeah, so take my inventory. Wait, what? Did I not pick any up then? No, there aren't any. Okay, why are you sad? You're sad because you don't have any thermalite bricks. Okay then, let's go and get some thermalite bricks for you. Easiest way is probably to pull them out of this thing. Manage inventory. Give me that. I could blow up the empty patches. That would be an interesting idea. I don't hate the idea. There we go. 190. More? Yeah. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It would at least remove them from the map, as you say. I didn't realise you could explode them, actually. Hello, regular. Welcome. Oh, they are being fed out automatically. Yes, you're quite right. So I just need to come over here and keep throwing thermalite into this building. Like that. And everything else will just work, TM. How much thermalite did I pick up? I've still got another 200 that I could put in there. Okay, great. We'll come back in a few minutes. So now that's more lavally smelters being made over here. Somewhere. Yes, here we go. Let's take another 10. Gimme. Yeah, I hadn't noticed I'd been smart enough to actually pass them over and didn't follow the trails. So, oh well. Yeah, you're quite right, regular. It does, yeah, now you mention it, yes, I do say just work TM quite a lot. I'm gonna have to start making T-shirts or something with my catchphrases on, aren't I? So it just works TM, with a channel logo or something. All right, I've still got 100 thermalite bricks, so we'll I don't know. I want to keep loading. I want to get them out of my inventory basically, and I don't want to destroy them because technically they are money. So you know, it feels wrong to destroy them. Ooh, while we're hanging around here waiting for lava smelters to lave, let's have a look in here at the finances tab once again, so we can see how we doing. So on our external storage fees, see, there we go. This has dropped down from 1.1 million a few days ago down to 620, then 380, and then down to a mere 90 so far today. And now, granted, we aren't all the way through today, but this is much better. We've drastically dropped our costs down. So instead of our operating profit being 900,000, it's now 1.8 million. So I've literally doubled my operating profit by going in and giving the base a bit of a slap and saying, hey, stop paying other people to store our thermalite. So we've now got 103 million thermalite with a capacity of 100 million. So it's only 4 million that we're paying other people to store for us. In fact, can we now see additional thermalite storage things? No. Okay, that's interesting. I was expecting more of these to appear, because I was expecting these to appear on another one of these pads and just take up more and more space on my station as I get more and more storage space for them. But apparently not. So okay, well, never mind. The other thing I wanted to have a look into, my inventory is full. I could have that. My inventory is full should be written on a backpack. Oh, okay. So see, I've got into the infinite ones and they're not changing the look. That's fair enough. High security faults hidden where you can't see them. Fair. So over here, don't care about that. So what I want to look at here is to make sure we've got nice flat lines going across the top, like these two. Transport drones are a struggle. So maybe that's the thermalite problem. Vacuum bots, cleaning bots, they're fine. A dip on at the end of the day, at the end of the week like this, or what for today, I don't care about because that's just it's still making its way up as that one's increased. That's okay. That's okay. Mining, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay now. That's okay now. That's okay. That's fine. Miner robots, not okay. Operator robots, not okay. Farmer robots, barely okay. Combat robots, not okay. So there's a lot of stuff that isn't okay at the moment. So we're going to need to go through and have a look at a lot of that. I'm surprised by the transport drone because that's so high up and early on that I'd expect that to be okay, but it's not. So yeah, we're going to need to take a look into some of these things and also make some more lavally smelters. No, it's this side. How many of these have I got now? I don't know either. Right, so let us descend unto the depths and put in some more lava smelters. Going down. So I should probably do the maths on this. We've got a blue belt coming in, which is 1,280 items per minute. We've got a long way down to go. But eventually we'll get all the way down to thermalite squashing at a height of 10 and another 40 to go now. And then I can find out how much one machine takes in and then do some reasonably basic maths to try and work out how many machines that means I'm going to need in total. Bing! Ground floor, thermalite squashing. So if we look in one of these guys, we can see that you're going to take in 20 a minute.
128.
So I need 64 of these machines to completely use the blue belt that we don't even have coming out here. Do I have another belt coming out the other side? Because I remember I was doing some expansion. Yes, here we go. So we've got a green belt coming out either side. So I need 32 on either side of this. Out here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So another 19 over here. Over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So another 12 on this side. Okay. That's not too bad. Yeah, it's probably all thermalite issue at this point, I would imagine. There is a known problem, so I'm going to go and fix the known problem, and then worry. And then if I still don't have enough of stuff, then I'll start worrying about it. But I feel like when there's a known problem, there's no point in going and looking for other problems. Might as well just deal with that one first. Okay, there's a nice patch of it over. Nice patch of lava over here. Okay, heavy explosives can clear the lava bedrock. That would be quite handy, because then I could just open this up and build just build a massive block of machines going bob 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 out of here. Okay, in that case, I'm going to head back up again and make some heavy explosives, because that would be very, very valuable. Okay, back to the surface. So, heavy explosives. I did sort of vaguely wonder about that, and I was going to ask, and then I didn't because I got distracted. So, explosives, no explosives. Explosives, heavy, nope. Heavy explosives. So we've got the two methods of making explosives: primitive and normal, and then handheld. We've got shaped charges. Oh no, there's heavy explosives and shaped charges. But that's an explosive charge and explosives and liquid fuel. I need liquid fuel again. What about you? Would a heavy shaped charge do? Because that looks easier. Because it doesn't require liquid fuel, which I haven't made yet. But does it say it will? Let's go. Let's check the descriptions again, because that would be smart. So we've got that one. Explosion radius 5 meters. Destroy lava cave, bedrock, and empty reservoirs. Fine. Yeah, it doesn't say it. It doesn't say it does. So I'm going to assume that it doesn't. Especially as it's made. Yeah, I think it probably doesn't. So I need. That's really loud in my ear. So I need iron, explosives, copper, and liquid fuel. Right. Where do I have any of that stuff? So iron, copper, and basically iron, copper, explosives, and liquid fuel. And I think explosives are made from liquid fuel anyway. So where am I making my explosives? Here. And this is in Petrochem, so this is a good place to start making heavy explosives, I think. So they disappear off down underground there, which is a shame because there isn't room to do anything around that under there. I could probably fit liquid fuel in this gap here, I suspect, and the heavy explosives. So let's do that, and then I'll bring the explosives around from there. Okay, so I'm going to dig out this area, just on general principles. And then have a little bit of a think about what I'm going to do. So, explosives we've got. Oh, iron and copper. That's not really over here. Is it? I don't think it is. No, we don't have iron and copper over here, so I prefer not to bring those over if I can avoid it. I could make liquid fuel and then run a liquid fuel pipe over into wherever and then go, where the hell do my explosives come out? Oh yes, it's down there somewhere for the combat bots. I need liquid fuel. I have a plan. I need liquid fuel for one of the underwater drones over here. So let's make my liquid fuel down here at the other end of the world. Let's make my liquid fuel down here, because I'm going to need that for these bots as well. So having it here is going to be convenient, and I think it only requires this stuff, the low density olumite. So let's check that. Check myself before I try and do anything too silly. Liquid polymer, liquid fuel. Yes, just low density olumite in a chemical processor makes liquid fuel. Right. Okay. Good. So. Chemical processors. Do I have any of those? I have casting machines. I have chemical processors. Lovely. Yeah, you're just going to go there. Then we're going to program you. Liquid fuel. There we go. I guess my platforms must be full because that's not quite finished off. Yeah, I'll have to. That's another thing for me to go and check on at some point. Thank you for pointing it out. And that's not sarcasm. I appreciate the fact that I need to go and sort it out. Can you just clip onto the end? Thank you. Right, so that comes over to here, and which one? Because it isn't any of the inputs. It has to be that input. Okay. So it's U. Apparently, if I press R there, it'll turn into a carry on. So I can do that. Lovely. Thank you for that tip, whoever it was who said it ages ago. Much appreciated. Right, and then over here, we'll start from there. We'll go along to here. And then we'll go along to here so we can copy paste properly. And then we'll we'll try and remember what we're going to do next. So there we go. Boom, liquid fuel. Easy. That was probably one of the easiest builds in the entire everything I've done recently. So next up is going to be making heavy explosives. These guys. So that's explosives. Explosive charge. So Xeno, iron, electronic components, and wires. I think I'm just going to build all of this on site. So I'll put in. Yeah, we'll do all this locally. So I'll bring in copper and turn it into wire, which will turn into electronic components, and then feed direct, and then can't direct insert in this game, but then pass those in. Explosives we've got on the bus, iron we've got on the bus. That's fairly easy. Then explosives we've still got on the bus. Yeah, okay. I'm not too scared by this build. I'm going to give myself a little bit more space to do it in. There and, to be honest, there. Right. And what are these done in? So that's done in a normal assembler, and that's done in a chemical processor. Okay. The chemical processor is massive, which is going to throw me off a little bit here, but never mind. Right, so gubbins down here. We're going to bring in the copper. It's going to make it into cables, which are going to then be made into components, and which are going to be made into explosives, which are going to be made into... which are going to be made into uber explosives like this. Okay, so have I got my right number of machines in here? You are going to make cable or wire. You are going to make that into components. You are going to take in both of those in order to make handheld. In order to make that. Yes. And then you are going to take that in order to make heavy explosives. Good. So if I had left a bit more space here, it'd probably help. So we need a belt here that's going to bring in the explosives, because I'm going to need a large quantity of those. And a belt also to bring in, what was the other thing you need? Oh yeah, and then a belt to bring the small explosives to make the big explosives. So I'll put that there, like that. So explosives come in this side. Copper comes in the other side, makes all of this stuff. And then, yikes, and then iron comes in the other side. Okay, so copper comes in here. I'm not sure I'm going to have room for this. Copper comes in here. You don't need copper. Wires come along here. Electronic components come along here. And iron comes in here. Right, okay. Let's see if I've got any of this right. So, oops. You are bringing in copper, and you need copper as well. And you then unload wire. Please don't be terrible. Please don't be horrible. Don't do that. Right, so you make the wire, you take in the wire, and so do you. Wait, that's not right. That goes there. And I remove that, because then out here we bring out the electronic components, because there isn't a belt under there, so we won't be feeding the copper through underneath there. And then the iron comes through over here, and we can feed it in there. Then on the other side, I should have left a bit more space. As usual, I've not left enough space. Then on the other side, we're bringing in explosives here, which get taken in to this one, which also then outputs the explosive charges, which then get taken in here along with more explosives. And then we output those said explosive charges on the heavy explosive charges here, and we put them on a belt, I suppose. I probably want to put them into a teleport chest, actually. Let's put them into a teleport chest. I don't know how many of these I'm actually going to use, but the point of the teleport chest is that we can. And I've probably still got some. So I can then get I haven't got any teleport chests. Huh. At least I don't think I have. They are just called Xeno chests or Xeno storage or something like that, aren't they? Yeah, Xeno logistics container, and there's nothing under Xeno logistics. Well, there's that under Xeno logistics. Okay, well, in theory, in the future, I can potentially put them into one. So, in the meantime, oh yeah, we need to have the fuel coming in over here. So I'm going to do this properly. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to put in an intersection here, and that was not what I meant to press. Never mind. That goes there, and yeah, but then I put in another T-piece here, and a smart pipe goes from here. This does mean I am functionally limited to a single machine making the heavy explosives, but I don't see that being a problem because it's not going into any sort of general production system. Right, so I need explosives to come in here, and I need copper and iron to come in on these two. So let's find the explosives. Explosives. That's not explosives. That's plastic. I sort of expect explosives to be quite a long way out, and I'm not quite sure why. Probably because of when I was making combat stuff. Here we go, here's explosives. Do I have any of red belts? No. Fine. Well, we'll just go from here then, with green, which is going to be utter nonsense, but never mind, I don't care, green belts are cheap enough. So we run this all the way down here. La 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 la. And then we go, if you were an explosive, where would you be needed? You'd be needed there. So run this out to about here. And now I need to work out, which side of the bus, which side of the belt the bus thing's. Okay, that's fairly easy. It goes out on the left. So put that, so that'll go there. Yes, I think that's spot on. That goes there, and then we can run that into there. Right, boom, explosives. Pun actually unintended, if you can call it a pun. Right, now I need to find, there's iron. Let's do that one first because it's right there. Iron goes from there to, iron is the second one that goes in. This may end up being a little bit awkward. I may have to get a little bit kinky, but never mind. We can deal with that. Which side do you come out on though? Left side again. Okay. Cool. So that goes there, and I've run out of ramps. Fine, I'll use a blue one. Iron goes in there. Boop. Lovely. And I'm sort of tempted to go through and put in some more, just mark some belts out like this, because then I can see where the bus is supposed to be. I don't know how far it goes. That's probably about right. And then over here as well. Right, now I need to find the copper. Copper. And then I feel like copper's a thing. Maybe copper isn't needed everywhere because it's all just electronic components, which are made from copper, and therefore the actual raw copper feed isn't really needed anywhere. I mean, it must be somewhere, surely. Okay. Oh no, that's thermalite again. There it is. Okay, so yeah, made it down to here, which isn't all that far. Right, extend. All the way down to here, and it's after. So, yeah, okay, so we'll bring it to here, and then we'll think about what we're going to do next. So it's on that, so it's going to come out here. Let's just put in the belt and then see what needs to be done with it, because that wants to come through here. But you see, it can't do that. It needs to go to there and then there. Okay, that's not as kinks go. That's not too bad. So we'll have this come to here, and then I can just build up from this point. I'll put in one of those and one of those, and then finish off the belt like that. Boom. Okay, so we're not going to get enormous amounts of copper through because there's a little bit of red belt. This is the speed that's a red belt. This is the speed that you get when a red belt feeds onto a green belt. You get these enormous gaps, which is kind of ludicrous. But I don't think I need enormous quantities of copper to get everything I want out of this system. So it's probably all right. There you see, we're already full with. We've already produced more electronic components and copper cable than we actually need. So this is actually okay, despite looking a little bit silly. Over here, are we now able to make explosives? And if not, why not? No, we're not getting any electronic components in. Oh. Missed an inserter. There we go. Right, so now there we go. We're now making small explosives. Lovely. And they're presumably, yep, there we go. They're being passed out. They're coming in here where we're making large explosives. Large. Yeah, the problem is I keep upgrading my belts, or keep upgrading what belts I have available, and I don't always have, and I'm not going to go through my entire factory and upgrade everything to blue, because firstly, the amount of resources that would take, the blue belts are not that cheap at this stage of the game. Green belts, I probably just about could. Blue belts haven't got that cheap yet. So yeah, I'm not ready to upgrade everything to blue, and also the time taken to upgrade everything to green. I mean, I feel like actually maybe I should do the copper one, but it's a faff going down belts and upgrading them, because if I come along here and I go, okay, I've got a green belt, I would like to upgrade this. Well, that bit's easy, fine, no problem there. That's now double the amount of copper that's going through there, by the way. If I do this one, then there's just going to be a splitter somewhere along here. There it is. Okay, this one actually already is a green one, so it's not so bad. And that one is as well. That's interesting. But the point being, I'm going to do a load of upgrades along here, and then actually no, I'll take it back. This is actually going to be a pretty easy one to upgrade, because most of my splitters along here have already been upgraded, and that's the difficult bit. So let's do that and that and that, and apparently that. I don't know why that's set. Oh, I've run out of green belts. That's the other problem. I mean, I don't have an infinite number of them in my pockets. No, wait. Oh, it's because I haven't got any ramps. That's why. I can't upgrade it because I've run out of green ramps. Let's get some more green ramps before I try and do anything else. Yeah, so most of the time, I tend to find that I've got that I've got lots and lots of splitters along my belts, especially along a bus area like that. And so then trying to upgrade all of the belts along there is it's very fiddly, especially when I've gone a bit heavy with the 3D parts of the game, and everything is kind of, and there's sort of so much stuff in the way, and it's difficult to see what I'm getting at. And yeah, I don't want to. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Let's take some more blue. That's 100. I don't think I need another 100 of them. Yeah, all right. I'll take another 50. And I'll get rid of all this biomass while I'm here. I don't know what I mean by why I'm here. Here, in this context, means in the inventory viewer rather than anywhere, any particular place that I might have gone to. I'll chuck that. I will dump those in for upgrading, though, because there's 64 of them, and it feels dirty not to. This is the wrong place. This is where I want to put them in for upgrading. Like that. Okay, all this prevaricating is quite good. Yeah, I've put some stuff in Xeno containers. We've got like the basic belts and all the inserters and assemblers and batteries and solar and foundation and there is quite a lot of stuff in the Xeno chests. But yeah, absolutely not all of it yet. And it would be quite... Oh, I forgot to upgrade the belt on the way past. It would be quite nice to have everything in Xeno chests, but again... not sure I have the time or the sanity. Especially as doing it all on stream would probably not make for very exciting content. Now maybe it's one of those things that I should do between streams, but then I'm going on holiday next week, so I'm not going to do it while I'm on holiday because I'm not going to take my computer with me. And also I don't want to. I'll have other things to do. So, and I'm trying to, and making enough videos already keeps me busy enough between streams. So, and also, I don't really want to make sort of big leaps forward off stream because people will go, hey, wait a minute, we didn't see that. Where am I going? I want to go over to this lift over here. So yeah, I don't really like to play between streams, and I don't really like to do big boring things like going through and upgrading or moving stuff doing stuff that I've already done again, because it just feels like bad content, really. Yeah, there would have been a good place to put a Xeno chest. I didn't have any in my inventory. I was about to, but I was going to put one down there, but I didn't have any in my inventory, and I didn't bother to go and get one because I don't know. I just didn't really. No, I wouldn't want them to beam stuff into the assemblers. That feels like using logistics bots for filling things up, for filling machines up rather than for personal logistics, which, as you all know, I somewhat disapprove of. Am I going to blow these up when I blow this up? Let's blow one of these up first and see how crazy this is going to be. So, I would like to have some of these, please. In fact, you know what? Let's put them here. Yeah, having a Xeno chest and Xeno chest, that makes a lot of sense. How big an explosion do you get? Oh. I've got rid of my explodomatron, my explosive detonator. Now I probably have the stuff in my inventory to just make one of these. I do. Okay, there we go. Yay! Okay, that's not that big an explosion. I think I can probably get away with putting one there, and that went straight in the lava. There, and maybe even there and there. Let's try that. Ooh, it's quite close. I think, you know what? I'm going to pull up these two because they are in the danger zone and I don't want to destroy them. I don't care so much about the splitters and things, but the lava smelters are a little bit pricier. And now we'll just go through here and we'll be thorough. How far out do we need to go? Yeah, probably about that far. So all of that goes. I think that's probably sufficient. And then over here, yep, all of this needs to go. And this. And this. Screw that stalagmite in particular. And this. And this. Right, that's probably enough. Let's have an explosion and see what it looks like. Oh, true. It is a bit of a pain to remove them, especially if it falls into the lava and then it gets silly about it. Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of this bit as well then. Thanks for the suggestion, because yes, that if it had fallen in the lava and then I hadn't been able to see it and I'd been trying to find it, and that would have been awkward. Right. Ready for an explosion. Boom! The overhanging bits I'm not so worried about because I'm pretty sure my bots can deal. My destruction bots can deal with those. It's the rock in the rocky bits in the lava that are the tough stuff, and there's a little bit that's been missed, which is very, very awkward. So screw you. That was probably far enough out. I'm just going to keep going in a straight line because why would I not? Oh, that's in the way. Ooh, no, it's not. Oh, I can't tell. We'll come back to it if necessary. What I should probably be doing is drilling holes into these walls and then putting the explosives further in, because that way like you do with actual real world mining when you when you drill a hole and put explosives in it, because then I get a little bit more range out of it. But never mind, this stuff's cheap enough, and yeah, don't care. I think there's going to be one square in the way there, so I'm going to blow that up as well. Oop, don't touch the ground, it's hot. And I know it doesn't actually matter, but still, I feel like I shouldn't stand in lava. Right, there we go. I kind of like to blow up some of this so I can just have rows of two coming all the way out along here, but no, we won't. What do you mean invalid copy target? I'm not that far away. Right, put one of you in there. And then one of you in line with it, but 2 squares away. No, it has to be 3 squares, doesn't it, actually? No, 4 squares. Where are you? I can't tell. There. Should be right, I think. Then it's extend this bit out, shoomp, like that. And extend that out. And that back, and then it's inserter time. So we want to do in with that one. I mean, it actually doesn't matter. In, out. Out. In. I just need to then program them. So you're an exerter because you're going onto that belt. You're an exerter because you're going onto that belt. And then I guess copy, paste, paste. Oh, and also, let's get rid of that thermalite I picked up that's in my inventory, so have some of that. There we go. Right, there we go. So that's 2 machines doing exactly as I want. Now it's time for, yes, that is out of the way, copy paste them. So I want to grab, I want to do a new, yes, I want to go from there to there to wherever, there. Right, so we've got, I said I wanted another, was it 19 on this side? I think it might have been. So, yeah, it was not, I'm pretty sure it was 19. So, 1, 2, no, confirm copy first. Copy and place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. And then because I'm getting the rock in the way again. And if we look over here, this is all, it's all okay on this side. We've just now got to that rock there that I'm going to need to blow up before I can do too many more. So that's an extra 14. So we'll go in here and then I can remove the terrain, boop, like that. It's just stone down here now. Confirm paste, and done. Easy. So that's quite a bit more capacity than we had before, but I still want to go a little bit further. So we'd like to have another bomb on there. That one's okay because it's out of the way. This is not okay. This is slap bang right in the way, and it's a tiny amount, which is mildly annoying. Actually, putting one on here would probably have got it. This one is definitely in the way, so... Oh, and I've run out. Still, I can carry on at least a little bit further with this. 1, 2, 8, 9, 10. There, that's the number I wanted to do. So once again, clear terrain. Confirm paste, boop, and there we go. And just like that, they're all running. And now this should be, I think, let's count again because I'm not quite sure about my 19 that I said before, 19 more that I said before. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Yeah, so I was correct. There is now 31 on this side. I reckon I could probably put one more in at the end down here, and then have the actual 32 that we need over on this side. Yeah, there's room on this side. That side, possibly not, but there's room on this side. So let's have one more. Put him there. A little bit more of that. And that. And that. And then we can put that there. And no. That there. Boop. And do that. Do the thing. Are you doing the thing? Yes, you are. Right, there we go. 32. And this sort of offends me a little bit. Let's tidy a little bit of this up. There we go. Most of it's not too bad, but that bit was very, very in the way and annoying. Just for those, it's on top of the lava. Okay. Yeah, it would only have been a relatively small amount. Tamliamfo? What? What do you mean? What sort of data settings am I using? Do you mean for the stream? How many have I got on this side then? 1, 2. I counted earlier, but I've forgotten. 3, 4. Actually, let's go back up again. Oh, maybe there aren't any settings. Maybe they don't need settings. Maybe they just auto work. Yeah, in fact, I think they auto work. I'm just used to machines needing to be told what to do, even when it seems fairly obvious, because there's only 1 or 2 things they can do. Yeah, it probably didn't need the settings copying. I just thought it might do, and so I did it out of habit and abundance of caution and that sort of thing. Possibly slightly too much caution, and it was, as you said, yes, in hindsight, not necessary. Yeah, exactly. Board easy. Yes. I don't want my trousers to fall down halfway through doing some lava smelting. That sounds painful. Okay, let's go with that, because I added in another 19 on top of the. Oh, how many were there? There were 13 on one side and about 19 on the other. So I've not doubled the rate of thermalite squashing, but I have significantly increased it, and we do now have a solid green belt coming out along here. So we'll give that time, see if it catches up, see if that's now okay, and be aware that maybe I'll need to increase that again later. 'Cause, I mean, I can put quite a bit more down there. I can turn this into a blue belt, which will be it'll be faster. By a little bit. So we could get to the point where this blue belt is running constantly. I could run a second blue belt over, which would be the next step up of what I'm doing. Run another blue belt down here, and then run 2, and then double the amount. And there's a lot of room to do more thermalighting. But for now, I think I'll wait and see if this is sufficient. Grow time, is that a pun? Oh, you're very welcome, Comp Boy. Thank you for dropping in. Good to have you here. Right, so now we've sorted out that problem and blown up a load of stuff. Let's come back over here and yeah, let's check the mining drones that are supposed to be clearing out that space over there, because yes, they seem to have stopped. So that does make me think probably the warehouse is full. So we'll come over and have a quick investigate of that. And we see it down here. Yes, there is a lot of trash on the belt here, and presumably this box is then therefore full. Why are there locked stacks on there? Okay, well, there's a lot of biomass. We don't want a lot of biomass. I'm just going to destroy that, because that is clearly the problem. Same with the seeds. Yes. Same with the seeds. Yes. Same with this biomass. Right. The rest of it stacks up to crazy, crazy levels. It's just biomass that's a problem, apparently. So now, there we go. There is a flood of soil coming out of there. That'll probably be okay again, at least until we produce another couple of thousand biomass. But yeah, it's going to take a little while to empty all of this out, but that's okay, I guess. I wonder if this recycling, now that I've had an update to update 3, it still only supports a relatively small number of items here. We can't turn... Oh, and we've filled up on copper ore as well on the output here. So, I I don't really care. I don't want to transport that copper ore and the other ores that we've generated from here. Well, the iron ore would have to go to here. The copper ore would have to go to here. The stone would go to, I don't even know, over here, I guess. Or more likely what I'd end up doing is putting in a little area that just smelts down that copper and iron in the quick and dirty way and then feeds it onto the belts over here as a priority. I don't care. Earlier on in the game, when I was running with actual mines, being able to turn all of this dirt into ores might have been slightly useful. But now that I've got to the point where I've got the infinite drills, it's just in the wrong place. It's not actually that useful. So I think I'll just not bother with that. Yeah, this is that system, Board Easy. This is supposed to turn soils into resources, and it does, except it only works with one type of soil and a few other things. So it works with I can't even tell. Oh, here we go. It'll turn biomass into biomass. Joy. It'll turn hazard concrete into rocks, turn marble into rocks. It'll turn tundra dirt into theoretically useful stuff if I could get it into the right place. Concrete, and then it'll turn all the seeds into biomass. So it's not actually useful. Tundra dirt is relatively rare, which is why we've only had 1,022 plus however much it's taken to fill up down here. I guess the point is I could put in systems to turn this into relatively small amounts of mildly useful stuff. So I could make some iron, I could make some copper here, I could feed them into the buses over there and have them taken away and be used up. But most of the stuff that's being dug up here, all of this stuff, the 47,000 dirt, 44,000 stone, and so on, can't do anything with that. That's just building up in here in this chest, which is fine because it just goes in there. But I don't think I can do anything with it. It's just going to, as I say, just going to fill up. Well, not fill up. It's just going to accumulate. The other stuff, yeah, I mean, I could burn off the biomass. I could smelt this, but I don't care enough. It's not worth it. So no, it's just going to sort of linger, I think, and we'll just not care. So that was that. Right, so we've got those probably working again now. So, now I've got that liquid fuel and a whole host of other ingredients as well. Now that I've got that liquid fuel, I can start making the ignium fuel cells, because that was going to be the next thing I was going to need. So, let's have a look. How do I? Components. I need to make ignium fuel rods, which is fuel rod casing, wire coil, ignium powder, liquid fuel. Fine. I don't actually. I say fine. I'm not sure I even have coal being brought down here, but you know, we'll bring some ignium ore rubble down here. So that's okay. We can do that. Fuel rod casing, advanced machinery parts, steel beams, easy. And then once I've done that, then this is then pretty easy. I've got all the bits and pieces I need there. Okay. Right. Let's get on with it, I guess. So we'll make... Do I want to make fuel rod casing? Do I want to do this in line? There's going to be too many components, too many inputs if I do that. I think I'm just going to have these in parallel. Advanced machinery parts, steel beams, 2, copper, coal. It could work. Hell, even the coal coming in could be punched down. Let's do this as a single row, which is a bad idea, TM, but I'm going to try it anyway because I think it'd be a little bit neater and not quite so ridiculously expansive. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. So that's the width. 11. Oh, that's a familiar number. That's the width of a assembler and the maximum number of inputs, which we may well end up needing. So over here we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that goes there, and we have another one for 1, 2. We have another 2 for sanity, for leaving a bit of space next to between this row and this one for when things inevitably go wrong. So we need I'm going to put down a few of these and just sort of get the recipes set up and make sure I can tell what's going on. So we're going to need a machine to make machine to make these, that's fine. That's just two inputs straight up, and that's going to have its own belt coming out. So that's slightly awkward already. So that's already everything on this side used up. Maybe this isn't such a good plan after all. I may be going to reconsider this. Then we need some cables. So that's 2 belts on the other side. Then you need a fuel assembler. A fluid assembler, and we also need a crusher. Have I run out of fluid assemblers? Yes, because I used them all for the other thing. Yeah, so actually I don't want to do what I've been thinking, because I would end up using... There are theoretically enough input belts, but then there aren't enough to pass the things through. So I would have 2 things coming in for that, and then 1 coming out. So yeah, my previous idea was a dumb one. We'll get rid of these again. We'll do this slowly and cautiously and sensibly. So we want to have that there, but we'll move it back a bit because I'm going to pass these through internally. Because this one is going to make the fuel rod casings. So that needs advanced machining parts and steel, fine. And then out here on the other side, they're going to come out like this and then come this way. Probably go straight back up over here, I think. So I'm going to need more space. And then the next machine is going to be... This is where I'm going to get some fluid assemblers because I'm annoyed by not having any. It's awkward. It means I can't... Not having the parts to make the machines means I just sort of go, well, I'm going to put a thing in here. Oh, I can't look at the recipe. It's just difficult. Whereas if I can come back over, if I can get the fluid assemblers and maybe get some Xeno chest, try and find a way to put the fluid assemblers into a Xeno chest, and maybe the explosives as well when I go back over as well. That'd be quite nice. Fluid assemblers. I'm really looking forward to that update they promised in the last Friday Foundry Facts, where they've said that they're going to have big screen. I think they might actually be either watching my streams or listening to, or they've read the comments I've left on the in the Steam comments out on their previous requests for suggestions. I think was probably the best way to put it, because I've been saying for a little while that I would really like to see a screen on the top of a machine that tells you what it makes, and they've said in the last Friday Foundry Facts, they've said they're going to be adding that in, and I am very, very happy with that. Gimme. Right, that's being made in a kind of awkward place. Can you put inserters underneath belts? I can never remember. No. Okay. Drone port. Oh yes, it's a good idea. Yeah, all right. Let's do that. I'd forgotten drone port was a thing. Station upgrades. Yes, let's do. So drone port just means your builds happen faster, doesn't it? Construction drone bay. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Why not? And I'm also going to do some more thermalite vaults because I didn't get quite as many of those as I would have liked. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Right. Yep. Good call. Let's leave that running. Okay, so what I was thinking is I was wondering, can I get the fluid assemblers out of here and get them to one of these Xeno chests? This one, for example, has green circuits and iron and plastic in it, so those can be delivered to me. It'd be quite nice to get the fluid assemblers from here out over to there. And I guess the answer is yes, if I reroute this belt to come out this around a little bit further across and then back in again, I can probably spaghetti another belt through and get it out over there. So let's do that. What could possibly go wrong? So drop down here. I would like to remove that and that and that and that and that and that and all of this belt across here. And then you will go this way. Let's go up so that I'm out of the way. Then this comes through here. And then I run out. And then I randomly upgrade it to a tiny, tiny bit of tier 3 belt instead. Oh, I can't do that. I have to upgrade the whole thing. Can't just clip onto the end of it, apparently. Right, so we do that. There we go. And then that means I can then put in a small loader like that, and I can toggle it to an output there, and I can put in a ramp there. I can't put in another one. Oh, this isn't going to work. Arse. Oh. Okay, it is going to work, but it's going to be kind of nasty. Right, check this out for some spaghetti. So we need that to come out this way, and then go up again, because I can't go up here because those inserters are in the way, but I can go up here because there's just room for that, and then I can come round here like this, go over the top of there, through here. Where's that chest? Oh no, it's just over there. Okay. Up here. Long gear. And down one in the process. So it's to there. I don't think I'm going to have room for this. If I go to here, I don't have room to go down. Well, I do actually, but it blocks up a lot of the inputs for there. So instead, let's go down. Let's carry on this way a little bit further. Don't be going down yet. In fact, let's... Ah! I tapped the right mouse button through sort of sheer klutziness. This does seem to be something that keeps happening. I need to be more careful, particularly at moments like that when it kind of matters. Right, so go there, and then that needs to go. Does need to go up again, like that, to here. Then it can go down and run along next to the glass belt to here. There we go. And then down here, I want that there, and then I want down ramp there. Ooh, no, only two. And then I can link that to there. And then, yes, they'll be coming down there, which means I can then put in an inserter in here, which I can then hook up with the cable if I've got any. No, I appear to have dumped that in another machine. Let's go in another box. So over here, it's you. Honestly, I should probably hang on to the data cable. It's useful enough, unless I'm really struggling for inventory space. I probably want to hang on to it. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. Then that, and that, and... Oh. That? Why are you down... Oh, okay, I was struggling with 3D visualisey doohickey what's the name stuff. How do we do this? I forgot. Oh, it needs foundation as well. Let's do the foundation first because that's easy, and then try and remember how to poke those things. I think it's with the with one of the clipboards, but I thought that and it didn't. So, oh yeah, it's this. It's alt click. There we go. It did say enable based on condition. So what am I doing here? I have fluid inserters, fluid assemblers. Sorry, fluid assemblers. That guy. If that is less than constant 30, then load them in. Right, now why are they not being brought out over here? Probably because I've just not put a piece of belt in. Okay. Where can I do that from? Here, probably. Bang. There we go. There's some fluid assemblers. Flowing appropriately all the way down there, and that means I can now go in here and I can say hello, I would like to have fluid assemblers please. Can I always have 10? There we go. 10 might not really be enough. Actually, they stack up to 50, don't they? Just give me a stack. Let's always have a stack. Right, also in that case let's change this to a stack as well. Alt click. That should be a constant of 50. Set. Close. Right. So, I mean, they're not exactly flying through along here. Is this machine even work? Is this machine even working? Yes, it's just a really old, slow machine. Okay, well, we'll upgrade it. Boop. There we go. Okay, I shouldn't need to do any more than that. That should just work. Oh yeah, Xeno chests. I wanted more of them. I have no idea where those are being made. What goes into them? I said flowing, not flying, I think. Machinery parts and electronic components, but then also Xeno scrap and Xeno crystals. So they're probably being made over here. Or one of these two. Oh, I don't know. I wish I could tell. What are you storing? Oh, miscellaneous construction parts. I don't know. The Xeno. I set a machine up to make Xeno chests, and I think I was hand feeding it the bits and pieces that go into there. The weird alien bits that go into them. But I don't know which machine it was. Don't think it's any of these. Oh, here it is. It's this one. Right, so I've got 15 of them. But yeah, as you say, they probably should go into a Xeno chest of their own. But they have to be hand-fed with Xeno scrap and Xeno crystals, because they're over here and the other parts are, things are over there. So... So it's not actually that useful. Was it you? No. Somewhere along here. So after that, here we go, this one. So, yeah, I mean, we've got some, but let's just take him, why not? Yes, that's what I was talking about, Bob, a moment ago. Yeah, it was, yes, I saw the update, the blog post. So it's just talking about how they're going to have screens on all four sides that you can interact with, and a massive grey icon on the top of them if you have alt mode turned on. So yeah, basically Factorio modes, I think somebody called it in the comments. So yeah, really looking forward to that, because it's going to make the game so much more playable, so much less frustrating when you're going off looking for random things, like fluid assemblers. Don't care. It's an assembler tier 1. Right, fluid assembler, you. Right, so you're going to have 3 belts of input. There's one will be there, one will be there, one will be there, and then there's there. Put you there. Right, you are going to be making something exciting. I've forgotten what now at this point. Oh yes, ignium fuel rods. So you're going to be using up wire coil at 40 a minute. A machine makes wire coil at... Right, so now at this point I can start to plan a little bit more. So this one will if we make wire coil, it's at 160 a minute. So one of these can feed 4 of those. That seems worth actually just having them in line with each other. So we'll put in, first up, we'll put in a machine here. Is it in the right place still? Yes. To make the wire coils. Then I can have 4 machines to make the thingamawatsits. Is there any other local assembly that needs to be done? Yeah, there's the coal dust. So I'd have you doing this one. Do I want to do ignium powder in line as well? So we've got the copper wire coil being brought in. We've got the fuel rod casing being brought in. There's not that much extra stuff. I think I actually do want to do that. So we'll take you back out again, and this time we'll put in a crusherizer. That can go here, and that will pulverize the coal down into. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there we go. So we need ignium or rubble to ignium powder. Fine, we'll do that. Then I'll put, and you're making 120 a minute. So I can now put in, go back to the fluid assembler again, and tell you to do that. And you're going to take in 80 a minute of ignium powder. So it's 2 of these to 3 of these. And it's 1 of these, 160, to 4 of these. So let's say I remove this again. This is getting a little repetitive, but never mind. And then put it back in again. Yeah, here. and then I can have 3 of these, and it's not quite in ratio for the copper cable, but it's close enough that I don't care. I'm going to remove that. I can then run this belt along here, like that. We'll have the copper come in here, and the copper cable flow here. I could have the coal come in here, except it wouldn't work. But then over on the other side, I can have the coal come in here, and then the coal powder come through here. And I think we're probably then good. Oh no, then we need to have the things come out of the actual things coming out of here, but that's fine, I've left room for that. So that's going to be my casings are going to come along this belt. My copper cable is going to come along this belt. Ignium powder is one of the two on the other side. The fuel is going to come in by pipe, which is going to come in a bit higher up, so that's easy enough. Ooh, prestige rank 1. Lovely. I don't know what that means. And then we're going to dump out the fuel rods over here onto this belt, which is then going to come down here. And yeah, we're going to take those away because there's quite a lot of stuff that uses those. Right, so let's get this all inserted up so I can tell what's going on. Oh yeah, and we have 2 belts bringing stuff in over here, which I've not left very much space for because I'm like that, apparently. Still, it's going to be all right. So we have 1 input, 2 inputs, 1 output, being an output. Then here we have input and output. And then here we have input and input. And actually this belt is going to carry on and get for when I inevitably copy and paste the whole thing. So then over here we don't care about that machine, that's doing the copper cables. We have an input there for the coal and an output there for the crushed coal. And same here. Then we have an input here for the crushed coal and an output for the fuel rods. And then finally-ish, finally-ish, yes, we take this pipe and, you know what, let's turn that into a 4-way. And then run the pipe from here to here. Put in another. I don't know why I use a 4 rather than a T there, come to think of it, but never mind. Then I can run this one along from here to. It's too high up. Why are you too high up? Oh, because it came out of a thingy machine. Fine. To here. Right. There we go. That's the bones of this system. I need to feed in the inputs yet, but that's not a problem. That's easy enough to do. Probably need to make that faster, but again, that's copy pasting. That's feeding all this. I need to have 3 of these instead of 1. That's again is another copy paste requirement. So let's do that. Let's get this sort of set up and to I don't want to say to ratio because it's not quite, but it's close enough that I'm kind of fine with it. So we want all of that up to there and also down 1 more, and then I can do copy and place, boom, boom, like that, paste. Right, there we go. So that's 1 block of ignium fuel rod production with 3 machines. 3, 2, 1 is close enough to ratio that I'm reasonably happy with it. Actually, let's check the ratio on the cans because we're taking 4 a minute of those, and we're producing 16 a minute of these. 16 a minute here. So actually, this could run for 4 of those. So if I want to make more of this, then I should probably copy paste the whole thing, or at least the number of times I copy this, I should also copy this. But at the moment, that's not a big deal. We can do that when we've worked out when we've found out what sort of numbers we need these things in. So yeah, I'm reasonably pleased with that because that's come together quite nicely and is decently compact and just reasonably feels reasonably tidy. And then we're going to be producing the ignium fuel rod casings there. There's a lot of things that use these, so these will be going out onto the bus, much like so many other things before. But I still need my inputs. So this was steel and advanced components, wasn't it? Yeah, steel and advanced components. I'm going to need to get coal as well, which is extremely annoying because that's yet another thing to put onto the bus. But oh well, that's basic components. We don't care about them. That's copper. We don't care about that. That's steel. We do care about that. We don't have any of those belts though, so whatever. We're just going to upgrade to red, green. So that comes all the way down to here. This is steel. Why are you going... Oh, I see. You're going over that because you haven't realised that's a belt that's going to be part of your bus. Fine, be like that. I'm going to go and find the components. They're probably going to be further out, but just in case they're not, I'd like to go and find them first. There they are. Oh, they are further. They're very slight... Ever so slightly further. I do have some reds. I think I'm just going to put in greens from here on anyway. We don't have very many of those. I hope we're not going to need too many for this, he says in a sort of famous last words kind of way. I foresee problems. Right, okay, so that's going to come along to there. Right, we need these two to be adjacent to each other, so we're going to put in the... we can go back to... We can downgrade that to normal tier of ramp so it doesn't look a bit weird and out of place. Wasn't there another one in here that I ended up using a blue ramp? Yes, there it is. Right. So we would like to have up ramps. One of them is to go here and one is to go here. That's really quite nice because this fits in gloriously because I can put that there and that there. Then run these belts along like that and that. There we go. And then these go from here. Zoops. No, other way. There we go. Straight in there and straight in there. I love it when the system works properly, the way I wanted it to and designed it to, and just desperately hoped that it would. Right, so that's that. Next up is copper, which is not far away because we've just had some of that for something recently. Yes, here we go. And that comes out on the left side of the bus as well. So bring that along to 1, 2, 3, 4, there. No, there. Give me that. Give me the splitter. Fine, don't give me the splitter. Splitter, ramp, and belt. Straight in there. Lovely. And then this one is coal, which, as previously discussed, we don't have. So, yeah, let's go and find... let's go and see where there's coal. Just anywhere at all, because it's not being brought down the bus yet, because, honestly, why would we need an ingredient as raw as coal? It's not like we're bringing iron ore or copper ore down here, is it? I say that in as if... And inevitably, at some point, we're going to end up needing it. But hopefully not just yet. It's a bit like that moment in fact when you're playing Factorio and you realise that suddenly you need to have iron ore in your factory because you need it for making concrete, whereas you've just previously had it going off to your smelting area and not worried about it. So the thing is, I know the coal. I keep thinking that's coal because it's red and black. Well, much like coal. So I'm pretty sure the coal comes under about here. Yes, there it is. There's the coal. So I want to split off some coal from here and somehow get it all the way down there. I say somehow as if that's going to be particularly difficult. It's not. I'm just going to run another belt along the top of the bus and then drop it down into a sensible place on the bus once I can. So I guess the way we're going to play this is make a big hole and then call it a mess. So if I do that and that and that and that. We're underneath this belt at the moment, but that's okay. We'll find our way out in a moment. Then I can remove that and put in a splitter there, and then that can go up to, is it 2? To there, and then I guess come over to here. Yeah, that's fine. And then go up more. And then I guess go over onto the top of the above the steel belt, because why not? At least for the time being. I think it's going to need to do something else soon, because there's going to be many, many other belts in the way. But this is a start, right? Go to there, and then along here and up. And there isn't a gap there. There isn't a gap there. Ooh. Hang on, where am I? Yeah, I'm here. There isn't a gap there. There isn't a gap there. There is a kind of a gap there. Alright, we'll do this. Fine. And let's just put that in before I have the accidentally pressing the wrong mouse button thing again. Because it's incredibly infuriating when you've built a really, really long belt and suddenly you lose it all. Because it takes a little while to select all these spots to bring it along to. We'll go down as far as we can until we hit that pipe, which is there. And then I guess we might as well sort of... I suppose, no, actually we probably want to just come along here above this one. Oh, no, we're into the area where the bus is sort of proper now. So let's go back a bit. And try and work out... Right, okay, so there's the special metal thing. The I can't remember what it was called. A special metal. Damn it. Special metal of some sort, anyway. So, having just lost the plot again. Right, okay, so we want to come along the side of this one. Why are you trying to upgrade? Oh, I've got blue selected. So come back along here. There is a pylon in the way because, of course, there is. Like I said, unfortunately, my two levels of bus are not at the same height because that would require common sense, foresight, planning, and so on. And I just got it wrong when I set it up. So that goes to there, and then we go up a bajillion. And then over the top of this pipe. And then where was that coal? Oh, blooming miles away. Okay, fine. Well, I seem to be going along next to this belt, so let's carry on with that, because why not? No, one more down. There we go. There, and right, all the way over here then. And join onto that one. Bink! Phew! Right, there we go. That's it put onto the bus now, so I just need to extend that along and join it in the right places. So, there it is. And from here, this can continue on all the way down to... bother. I was sort of afraid of that. Now, it's not a serious problem. I'm just going to bring it out and do it along the next... another level of another row of the bus. Okay, so explosives coming in there. I don't have... Do I have... Oh, yes, I've got another thing coming out here, haven't I? So that's that one and that one taken up. So I can't put a belt... I can't put a belt there, but I can put one there. Right, there we go. That's the problem with items that don't come from the very start of the bus, like these things and those things. I can't even remember what they are. But they, yeah, they upset my... They confuse me when I'm trying to set a bus up. Right, so bring this over to here. Over here, this is where the coal needs to go in. So it comes out from here. And, yeah, it's on the inside this time. So we come to here. Then we go up one, like that. And then we remove that piece, because we don't need that there. And then it's a splitter on the end of that. Can we do that? Yes. Phew, there we go, there's the coal going in. Right, that should be everything. Yeah, I hope it doesn't affect FPS too much. And I feel like it's a relatively straightforward addition, but that doesn't mean I'm right. Why is there a pipe on there? It feels like a reasonably straightforward addition to the game, and I wouldn't expect it to be that hard to draw. But, as I say, I could very, very easily be wrong about that. Oh yeah, I was going to put in a chest here, wasn't I? So I would like to have a Xeno chest. Can go here. And then we'll have an inserter there. And then we'll put in some cable connection, boop, with this guy. It goes from there to there. Can we link up? That'd be nice. We can. Excellent. And then we need to get that, and we need to configure you to configure when heavy, isn't it? Heavy explosives. That guy, bink, is less than 50. Constant 50. Set. Close. Right, so there we go. That can now run merrily. It'll produce the heavy explosives. They'll go into here, and we'll eventually have 50 of them in here. We've got 59 already. Sweet. So I can request those. Right, and over here, these machines are not running. We're doing everything else. Have I got my maths? Okay, the first one is running. Have I got my maths wrong with the coal crushing? Oh, no, I just haven't configured this one. There we go. If I double the rate of the coal production, then that'll help a little bit, won't it? Right, so they can chug away. We've got all the bits and pieces going in here. This one is making some fuel cells. This one is making ones. Right. Okay, so this is now working. This is now complete and making the ignium fuel cells. That seems about right. True, I could lock the slots, yeah, or I could just let it fill up completely in the case of one item as well. That doesn't matter either. But you never know, I might want to feed something else into it. I can't think what around here would be particularly useful, but theoretically anything on the bus could be brought in here without too much difficulty and pumped into that storage container. Thing is though, anything on the bus is probably going to be an intermediate or a raw material, and so it's very unlikely to be a thing that I'm going to want myself, unless it's for then making things through pocket crafting. Right. Why the hell was I doing all this? So, I knew this was going to be a fairly big job, but I didn't realise quite how big. So this is to make all of the aquatic bots. The first one is a naughty chassis, a CPU, a hydraulic piston, and an ignium fuel rod. So now we have all of those things on the bus. That one is easy in inverted commas. This one is the same, nautical chassis, CPU, ignium fuel rod. It's similar, exactly the same, except this requires me to make a portable light as well. Is that a deck or is it a handheld? Lights are in here. I see no portable. Oh, no. Oh, yes, there we go. Portable light. That's fairly straightforward. I have all those things on the bus. That's not going to be too bad. Okay, good. But it's going to need some extra machines to do that. Hydro mining bot is going to need a mining drill, which takes basic stuff that's all on the bus. Fine, can do that. It's not going to be difficult. And then this one takes barrels, which again I don't think those are going to be difficult. No, here we go, barrels. No, just iron. Okay, so this is all actually pretty straightforward. It's just going to need an extra machine for each thing that I'm trying to make. So let's get started. I'm going to build a large area as usual, like this, just to give me somewhere to play in. And we'll start off with the easy one because it's easy, and then we'll make our way forward from there. So this is going to require an output. Yes, heavy lift. I feel like the heavy lifting for the aquatic bots has been done, as you say. So I'll put you there and say I would like you to make the basic aquatic bot. This fellow, aquatic hauling bot. So that means I need to bring in... I have only just left enough space. I deliberately left one extra square. I'm going to leave 2 more than I left before because I forgot there was going to be another input thing. Right, so there's two squares for sanity. 1, 2 for the 2 we need. 1 more for the inserter. We'll put you there instead. So we're going to have pistons coming... We're going to have hydraulic pistons coming in here. We're going to have robots coming out here. We're going to have 3 exciting things coming in here. And then we're going to have the special thing for the next bot being built in this machine. What's the next one I want to do? Right, this guy. Let's do this one because it's really easy. Let's do the hydro farming bot. So that's going to have barrels made in this box. Barrel. There's a component. Yes, barrels. There we go. So that's going to have iron coming in here. It's going to have barrel pass through here, and it's going to have unloading of robots here. So we're then also going to have another machine here to make the actual robots, because we can't make robots without making robots. So we're going to configure you to make robots. You're going to make the hydro farming bot, boom, like that, which takes in the barrels, yada yada yada. That's fairly straightforward. So the interesting thing here to look at is to see that this makes 40 barrels per minute, and this takes in 8 barrels per minute, so we can have 5 of these for every one of these, and so we will. And as we discussed earlier, I'm going to have to leave a gap of 1 like that in order to get the in order to be able to fit all of my inserters in, because inserters are bulky, basically. And so this is also going to have a gap of 1 like that. And these are going to be my basic aquatic hauling bots, so let's set them up too while we go through. So aquatic hauling bot there, aquatic hauling bot there, and there is an note to the offset. So as I extend these belts through here like this, we can put our longest inserters where they're not opposite another assembly machine. So we do that and that, then they don't interfere with each other. I can then put in a medium one there, and a short one there, and okay, it's kind of crowded, but it works, so I'm happy with that. FPS is around 30. That's interesting. I mean, the game feels pretty smooth. I've not had the thing pop up that says, "Oh, by the way, you're running badly." So I'm sort of just assuming that it's okay. But yeah, I don't really know. I've not actually looked into anything as to how well the game is running or anything like that, because I just haven't really. No. Can we have that belt going in the correct direction, please? Can we not have a hole in the floor, please? There we go. Right, so that goes there, and then once again, inserter, except the short ones are exerters. Boop and boop. Okay, so it's currently single-threaded. Well, yeah. Hopefully, as you say, hopefully that'll change at some point, because I can see how single-threaded could be a little bit of a struggle as a factory gets bigger and bigger. But then I've read the Friday Factorio facts where the Factorio devs have talked about how difficult it's been to make a factory game multi-threaded, and I believe them. They tend to know what they're talking about. So yeah, who knows? Hopefully all will be well, but you never know, do you? But I mean, as I say, the game runs okay for me, and I have quite a big factory. But then I also have quite a powerful computer, because I feel like I kind of need it for streaming. So yeah, so multi-threading. I think the reason multi-threading is difficult is because all of your different things can sort of affect each other. How fast is your computer, Bob? I guess is the question. I suppose it's a two-part question. Firstly, how fast is your computer? Secondly, how big is your factory? And I don't know how you define factory size all that well. But if you have an idea for that, then let me know. Right, let's get some hydraulic pistons, because that's the first one, and that's easy-ish. Pistons. Here we go. Don't give me invalid copy target. It'd be nice if that worked over a slightly longer distance. Ooh, look at the twinkly light on the water over there. Isn't that pretty? Alright, so you come over to about here, and which side are we? Okay, we're unloading on the far side of it. So, as long as could we... If the build distance was a little bit further, that would be nice too. But again, I understand that's probably going to be quite complicated. Down, and yeah, and then lose that, and then put in one of those there, and then No, the belt. Belt goes from there to there. Boom! That's one of my ingredients. Then it was, let's check before I start going out and bringing belts over, because otherwise I'll get this wrong. Nautical chassis, CPUs, ignium fuel rod. Right, okay, well the ignium fuel rods are here. I do want to put them, I don't want to just run them round over this way and stick them straight in there because, well, they're going to be needed on the bus for other stuff. So, coal is here and coming out that way, so the next bus lane should be here. Conveniently, it goes over the top of that one. There's just room. That's nice, so I don't have to wiggle. And then we bring it over to about here, and that's going to unload onto the opposite side. Okay, so let's bring over... Let's bring the other two things in first, because I'm not sure which is going to be nearest. Where am I? Here are my hydro motor... yes, these things. The robot thingies. So I'll bring them over as well. Aquatic chassis, I think they were called. And the other thing was, oh yeah, CPUs. CPUs are somewhere in here, I think. I remember seeing them. Yes, there we go. There are CPUs. So yeah, I'm very glad I didn't start building up with the belts, because I'd have got quite a lot of that wrong and put it in the wrong place. So you come along to here, lovely, and then I go, oh wait, which side of the belt do you unload onto? It's the right side, okay. So we come along here, and then I can put one of these on the right. No, I could put one of these out from here to there, and go up again. I said up. Oh, it did go up. What? Oh, I see. I put the... Try again. There, and then up. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then we lose that piece because it's in the wrong place. Then I can put a splitter on, like... I can't put a splitter on because it's difficult. It snaps to the wrong corner. There we go. And then... Boom! CPUs. Next up is these guys. So they come out on the other side of the... one as well, so that comes from here to here, there, and then up, and there, and then lose that, and then let's do it the other way around this time. I put that there. No, I'm still going to have the problem with snap. Oh no, that's snap being into the right place. So put that there. Excellent. And then the next one is going to be a little bit further in. So I have one more on there, and then I can put you there. Huh, that's interesting. I would have, if I tried to put it into where I was originally thinking of sticking it, it would have been in the wrong place. It would have gone. It would have been too far along. But fortunately, that's actually worked out really nicely. There we go. So that should now let me make some of these robots. That one's working. This one is not. I've not put in the inserters on this side. Fine. I was too busy concentrating on getting these ones right, where they're staggered, to get the easy ones right. Right, so there we go. Both of those are now making aquatic hauling bots. Lovely. Over here, you also need, was it iron or steel? I think it was iron you needed, wasn't it? Yes, iron plates in order to make barrels, which will then be fed into these ones, which have picked up everything else they need, so that's lovely. The iron is here. That's not too far away. It's nice that I've been using all these basic ingredients again, and so they're all really, really close by. Which side do you come out on? The inside, okay. Bring us along to about here as usual, and then, oh dear, I've put that in the wrong place, but that's okay. No, bring that along over here to this point, and then we lock that there, then drop down, then we remove that, and I can put in my splitter there. Boom. And that should now be everything. Both of these bots should now be able to start making. Oh no, I haven't copied. I haven't put in the inserters for this one either yet. So this needs to be the long inserter. Then it doesn't really matter, but we'll go medium and then short because it looks like a nice pattern that way. And then over here, yes, there we go. Out come the bots. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. I now need to decide how many bots per minute I want. So just out of curiosity, are they the same? This one is making 4 a minute. This one is making 4 a minute as well. Okay. So I don't know. How many of these do I make? Oh, there's a limiting factor on here. So it was 5, wasn't it? This is making 40 a minute. This is using 8 a minute. So yeah, I want 5 of these before I then need to put in another barrel machine. So let's go up to 5 on both sides, because I reckon if I If I copy from here... If I put in another one of these manually... yeah, I'll copy one of these, and then I think I can copy both sides at once. So if I do select area, I'll go from there to there. I would like to then confirm copy and place. No, that's wrong. Can I edit an area that I've selected? No. Select area, start again, try again, let's get it right this time. So, I want to get the gap in, but I also only want this machine. So we'll take that much stuff, and up to wherever. Confirm copy and place to 3, 4, 5. Confirm paste, there we go. So that's 5 machines on that side. Then I can select an area again and just start from... I think it's easier to do it like this. Do them separately. Go from there to there. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm not sure. There to there, to whatever. And again, we can confirm copy and place. Right, so we've got 2. So 3, 4, 5. Confirm paste. Right, that should all work. Now we've got a couple of spare things here, so I'm going to remove those for sake of tidiness. Because I believe that means when I inevitably go, oh, 5 machines isn't enough, I would like to have 10, I can just copy this entire block from here, blip, out over to here, and yeah, there'll be a bit of a gap in the middle of this one, but all of the lining up and everything will work, will just work. So I think that'll be quite nice. Oh, except I've not got some belts here because I copied the belts over the first time. Oh no, it's because I ran out of belts. I need a magic tower. Feed me stuff, magic tower. The fact that I've run out of power, run out of magic tower, started to run out of stuff clearly means I need another magic tower further down the factory. Unfortunately, oh no, I do have some of these left. I don't want to move too far away from the magic tower because it will stop feeding me if I do. How far can we go? How long are these things? Not that long. Okay, so if I drop it in here somewhere, then it's going to get in the way of the bus in the future. Is that why that's why it's on the foundation over there? I could put it on top of this assembly machine. That's fine, right? Nobody minds if I put pylons on top of assembly machines. Yeah, Xeno towers are a thing I do have some of. I've got 5 of those left over at the moment. Can I put you on top of here? I can. It feels wrong to be stacking buildings directly on top of each other like that without at least a sort of a building, a platform of foundation between them, because you get these weird gaps where it is now apparently held up entirely by the steam coming out of this assembly machine, and this one is just floating there. So I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like it. What's going on over here? Why you stopped? What have you run out of? Oh, the liquid fuel isn't being made quickly enough. That's honestly not surprising because I just went, well, we'll put in one machine and see how it gets on. And it doesn't. It's true, I could have put the Xeno tower on top of the power pole. That would indeed have been worse. Well done for coming up with an even worse possibility. Right, so I need more of this. I'm going to run... No, actually I don't need to run the pipe separately because there's nothing under it. Cool. So, let us do an area. We want to go from there to there to there to copy and place and go bonk, 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 bonk. I don't know. 9? Let's have 10, it's a round number. Paste. Let's not, because I apparently run out of chemical plants when I do that. Oh, do the Xeno towers provide a cylinder rather than a sphere? That's potentially interesting. I don't know whether I'll take advantage of that knowledge or not, to be honest. It feels a bit dirty hacks. Oh, actually, putting it down there on the putting the tower down there on top of the inserters feels less dirty somehow. You charged up? You are charged up. Excellent. You're not going to bring me any chemical plants because I believe that's a thing that I don't have being fed through. But maybe having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them instead of 1 is going to allow this to run a little bit more constantly. So we shall see. Yeah, there we go. There's a few more barrels going out there now. It's still not going to be enough for the rate I'm trying to make these at, though, I imagine. So, yeah, what am I making over here? I'm making 4 a minute times 3, so I'm making 12. And then over here, I'm gobbling up. Oh god! Right. So I need one of these. I need a fluid assembler for every single one of these assemblers that I put in. And so since I've gone for 10 already, I need to triple this and then more than. So I need to probably, oh dear, that's lots. And if that's then pulling in all of the fuel we have available at the moment, actually I don't know if it is, let's check. That's pulling in 1,600 a minute. Ow. And these are producing 1,100 a minute. Okay, we're looking at some large systems here. So every one of these needs to have one of these. Every one of these needs 1 and a bit of these. Okay. Is this all liquids? Yes. So this can stack vertically very, very easily. That's nice to know. Until I hit pipe capacity, I suppose. Okay, well, let's we'll multiply this because it's clearly not enough, and then that means I'm going to need that as well, doesn't it? Because I think I spec these to be balanced. 4 a minute from there, 16 a minute from there, so roughly. Okay then, right, let's do another big copy paste then, where I'm going to get from everything from here to here. By which I mean here. Have that area, please. Thank you. Oh, it's a square. Okay. Okay, it could be a large cube or a sort of a round, a slightly notchy cube coming off one of those things, but apparently it isn't. Right. So copy and place. Oh, so for that, I need 3 and a bit of these. And then I'm about to make another 2 of those, so I need like 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Crikey. That's large. 43 items blocked. Lovely. I bet there's a load of trees in here. Oh, and there's a load... Wait, what? There's gaps. There's not meant to be gaps. Oh, no, I've messed up my copy. Ah! Oh, no. There's not meant to be gaps between these. I've gone too far out this way. Oh, idiot. Right, let's try and remove all of that again. This paste thing needs an undo function. It really, really does. Can I just pull some out from here before I get too much stuff in my... No, I won't be able to. It won't be... It's too late. Let's just start from over here. Take that. How far can I go? Here. Okay. Because, yeah, the paste is too powerful. Or too... Yeah, when it goes wrong, it's too big of a mess, I think is what I'm trying to say. I mean, okay, the obvious answer is look a bit more before you leap, but you can't have everything. And I'm not going to have space in my inventory to pick it all up. Right, okay. So let's put as much of this as I can into these machines. Have some of that. Have some of that. And you. And you. And you. Oh, I didn't have any coal. Okay, that's interesting. And you. Right, how much more? Okay, that's freed up a bit of inventory space. That's not quite so bad. Let's try it again. So, I want to pick up everything from here to here. Still not enough space. Really? Even if I sort it. Take this. It's dangerous to go alone. It's only putting in like 50. I don't know. Right, how are we looking now? Okay, that's probably enough space to pick up the other nonsense I've left out here. Yeah, it's just a little bit of foundation. So that to there. Right, that has tidied up after that screw up. Let's now blow some stuff up to make it a bit easier next time. Now to realise just how far out this whole thing is going to go. Let's just go through here and... I don't know, some of these plants I'm not quite sure whether they have to be shot or not. These ones apparently do. Right, I think that should be alright. Let's try that again, but with less fail. Hang on, which one was it? This one. Yes, this block, including this guy. So, let's do a couple of improvements first, like extending this belt out to here so I don't have to later. And this one to here. And then, yeah, that's all pretty, that's fine. Now, come back over here. Let's try again. Select an area and try and get it right this time. So I want to go from there to there to just to the end of the machines, because the machines are all fine. That's all I want. And then up there. Right, that looks better this time. True, the foundation should have been fine. Yeah, I guess. Oh, I could have used the blueprint to remove. Yeah, all right. There are many things I could have done that would have been better. Although I'd still had the inventory problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to put in an 8th one because 8 is a rounder number. So I would like to then let's have a look at the panel. Do I need to remove any terrain? No. If I do a paste, is it all a happy? Looking, yes, there we go. Oh no, there's still some conveyor 3s to be put down. Missing 310 conveyor 3s, so that means I need to get back over here, closer to this thing again. There we go. I need to wait for that to get up to 310. Still, in the meantime, let's buzz along here and try and get rid of some of this coal dust out of my inventory. And anything else I picked up as well that can go into these things. Yeah. Just smash my face against everything, why not? Dump. 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 How am I doing? How much crap have I still got? Oh, still only 11 now. Okay, well, conveniently there's another machine here that I'm sure I can put 11 into. Is there anything else I've ended up with in my inventory that I don't want? Yes. That's fine. I can destroy that. It's really loud here. Destroy that. I can put the coal into here probably. There we go. And that's all the coal? Yes. That looks a little bit tidier to me. I think we're okay now. But let's get back close to the magic tower so I can carry on stocking up with green belts. And no doubt I'm now going to completely run out. Oh yes, of course I'm going to run out of this stuff because I put in 3 times, I put in 24 of these now. And that means I need 24 of those, and I have 7. 7 is less than 24. Check my maths if you don't believe me. Confirm paste. And that should finish that off. There we go. That finished that one. So I just need an enormous number of, I think they're chemical plants. Let's check. Are you a chemical plant? Yeah, chemical processor. Okay. Fine. Be like that. So let's go and get some chemical processors and also check to see if we can put them back into the I don't want to. I don't want to think about whether the pipes are going to overflow. I guess if they do, I can run some sort of across the middle and disconnect others, and yeah, something like that. So it's not insurmountable, but yeah, I'm not going to think about that until it becomes a problem. Next question is, can I get chemical processes out to a Xeno chest? First question before that is, can I find the chemical processes? I'm sort of expecting them to be along here because they're obviously a fluid thing. Casting machine, pump jack, distillation column, flare stack, assembler 2, but they're not. Solar, transport, freight elevator 2, chemical processor, there it is. Right, so it's really, really close to a Xeno chest, but it doesn't have room around it to get anything at all out. What are you making? Are you making a thing I care about? You're making freight elevator 1. I don't care about you because that's being made down there to be made into freight elevators 2, 3 and 4. I think. Yeah, so I don't care about this one either, come think of it. All of this is massively outdated. So I can get rid of all of that. And that means I can then pull the chemical processes out of here and feed them over into that Xeno chest in basically the same way I've done with the fluid assemblers. Excellent. And probably going to be similarly chaotic as well to do so. So I'm going to start here. And I'm going to run about. And I'm going to probably regret my life choices. So it's going to go from there. It's going to go up 1. Go to there. It's going to go up another 1. It's going to go up another 1. And it's going to... Oh, no, it's going to clear it. Excellent. So that can then go to there. And then along here above this one to here, at which point it can then go down 1 to be next to this one, to here, and here, and then down 2 to go in there. Oops. Like that. Put that one back in. And then we can have just a piece of belt at the bottom. Like that. And an inserter. And some more cable. And then program this. And this was chemical processors. Enable based on items if chemical processors are less than constant 50, then run. Right, and the other end needs to be reprogrammed to be an exerter, and also this machine needs to be upgraded. I'm not having a tier 1 assembly machine doing that. Right, there we go. In theory. There we go, yeah, so we do go. I don't know why that took so long to come out. There should have been some stockpiled in there, but yeah, I'm not sure. Unless I... Oh, no, they're already flowing along it. Right, okay. Why are you sad? Because you don't have any foundation. Fine. There we go. Now you can be a happy little little bunny. Oh, you get little green and red lights on the circuit connections. Lovely. I hadn't noticed that before, but now I have. Xeno load. Oh right, yeah, yes, thank you. That's true. I could have a Xeno chest for just dumping inventory into for when I inevitably realise I need more of them, like things like the lava smelter. Although, did I feed that over into here? No, I don't think I did. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, let's put down another Xeno chest just in an arbitrary place. Boom, 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 and then just shove in random junk, and then I can request it later. So, assembler 2s, I mean, I should put them in to be upgraded. I'm never going to order an assembler 2. Casting machines I don't need right now, so that's a fair point. Crusher 1s I should put in to be upgraded to Crusher 2s. Disty columns, don't need those. Drill ships I don't need 2. freight evaders I do, jetpack fuel I need. Lava smelters I don't need at the moment, so I'll get rid of those. Inserters I do need. I'll hang on to those just in case, because you never know, and I'll forget I've got them. Ore vein miners don't need at the moment. Pipes are all useful. Pump jacks I don't need at the moment. Xeno chest. I could put into the Xeno chest in the Xeno chest, as we discussed earlier. I'll do that. And the same with the towers. And then request them as I need them. Thing is, anytime I request them, I'll then have an inventory full of them. So, well, I won't have an inventory full of them, but I'll have lots in my inventory until I don't need them again. Until I come over here and unload them again, rather. I was about to... Oh, yes, I was going to unload my lower tier of freight evaders into the place like this. I don't have any of those. It's even lower ones that I've got. Like this. And where do you get fed from? Here? Yeah, apparently. There we go. That's got rid of some of the lower tier trash. Oh, and there's smelters, which I think is this one, because it goes all the way across. Nope, miners. Nope, robot workstations. Xeno chests. I think I'm in the... Oh, I'm in the right area. That was not what I wanted to put where I wanted to put them. I wanted to put them in here. The large smelters. No, wait, they're not needed in large, making large smelters. They're brought over, but it doesn't need them. Dirt. Right, okay. In that case, we're just going to trash them, because if I can't upgrade a smelter into an advanced smelter, there is no point in having smelters. Oh no, it's crushers. It's clearly getting late. Yes, it is getting late. Wow. Big crusher. They're around here somewhere. I know it. That's not plugged in. That's the elevators again. That's the elevators again. And again. Mining drill 2. Assembly line stuff. Where are the crushers? There's the smelters. Oh, crushers. There we go. That was what I actually wanted anyway. Crushers. There we go. Right, after all that. Now what? Where am I? Oh yeah, I did all of that because I wanted the chemical processors. So let's go out there, put in some more chemical processors, and get some robots going. Ooh, and let's get a couple of spaceship ports so I can send those drones I've just started making up to the space station. And spaceship pad, this guy. Right, so I need to make, when I'm here, whenever I take one of those away, I need to put in the, what they're called, the things you have to make by hand, these things, emergency bacons. So give me that. But also, have the emergency bacons I just made. Because I need at least 2 of these. Well, I need 2 of them for what I've built so far. And I'm sure I'll need more. Well, I will need more later on. But at least now after I've got the Xeno chest giving me the basic resources. Have I got 2 of those now? Yes. Now I've got the Xeno chest bringing me the basic resources, making those initial bacons in order to make the landing pads is much, much easier. I think so. Need 2 emergency beacons for those. And various other things as well. I could upgrade all of these to... I can have all the new ones. I could start putting in tier 2 landing pads. But I sort of... I don't know. I don't feel like I need to. I don't feel like I want to, rather. Where's your power? Okay, there is a power connection. Good. Can we get a little bit closer then? Right. Yeah, I could start putting them in, but nothing, as far as I'm aware, so far I've not had any difficulties with bringing the amount of resources, the amount of robots up that I've been making. So I don't see the point in upgrading to larger shipping systems. These are 10 by 20, so if I start here, it's good enough. Wait, that's not in line. 3 in front, okay. So this needs to be 10 by 20. Like that. Yeah, that looks about the right size. And then similarly over here, another one. Oh, what was that? Something went bink. Oh, it's probably one of my research plotting, finishing. Right, so that goes there and that goes there. Right, there we go. 2 more landing pad places. So let's stick a couple of these in. One goes there. One goes there. And then I get the joy of plumbing these belts through from here. So we've got the aquatic haulage thingy, and boom, straight in there like that. I'm amazed. I'm slightly impressed I lined that one up correctly. This one I'm not quite so sure about. Oh no, that'll do. Bunk, straight in there. Yeah, it is fine. It's just I haven't told it what to do yet. Alright, so you're aquatic hauling bots, so I need to configure you. Boop. Transport from the factory to the space station. Aquatic hauling bot. Yes. Always make sure spaceships are full. Don't ever load a part load a spaceship just because you think you can. Right, and you, factory to the space station, you are hydro farming bot. Lots of them too. Confirm. Right, so now there we go. They flow in and it's filling the system up nicely. That one's already full. That one's filling up. Bum, 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 bum. And here come the spaceships. Oh, there's already one there, and then here comes one on the other side. Excellent. So we can start selling those at some point. Right, so over here, how are we getting on? We've got, which I said 7, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I need 24 at least 24. Let's aim for 30. Let's do 15 and then a second floor of another 15. Yeah, I do need to update this. That's the yeah, let's do 15 per floor. So I'll select an area, and I've got 7 already. So if I do, let's just do 1 because it makes the numbers easier. Because then I can just have to count rather than counting. I don't know. It's not like difficult maths anyway. But copy and paste. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. There we go. Confirm paste. Boop. And I'm still short of those those chemical plants by the looks of it. Okay, so let's fly back over towards the magic tower. And in here, I've not been saying I'd like to have chemical plants. That is an oversight. I should probably also be saying I'd like to have pipes, but I do have a lot of pipes in my inventory, so it's not a problem at the moment. Chemical plants, I would like to have, yeah, sure, a stack of 25, whatever. And they're coming in nice and quick. So now I can just confirm paste again, and doop, there they all go. Lovely, and they should all just kick in. Yeah, there we go. There's a little bit of latency while we wait for the oil to get all the way down the pipe. At least I hope that's right. There we go. There's the other half kicking in as well. Lovely. So, for my next trick, I will bring up some supporting walls over here. Like this. How high do we want to go with this? Probably about that high. It's enough space that it doesn't look too ridiculous that the smoke's just going straight into the side of the, straight into the underside of the thingamawhatsit. So we want that, and then I want to go back to the copy paste-o-matron, and I want to say I want to move it over here to there, and then there. I don't know what I did then, but it was wrong. This is a recurring theme. I'm apparently just bad at using a mouse. Maybe it should be taken away from me. No, this is all wrong. Start again. Because there's stuff going on under there, and I don't want to copy that. So I want to go from there to... Oh, let's go for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So over the other side, yeah, to here, and to here. Right, confirm copy. And this time I want to put it somewhere else. And that's obviously the wrong place, but we're going to tweak it from there, I think. So we wanted to go out to there, and then up to, I'm not even sure where, and also this way to there, and yeah, that's right, that's where I want it. So I can paste it there, and then I think there's a repeat tool. Yes, there is. So I can repeat it, and I can have another 2 of them like that, and then I can confirm that one. And amazingly, I have been being brought so many pieces of chemical plants, chemical processes, that I've actually got enough to just throw all of those in, just like that. That's amazing. So then I come back over here, and then I just need to finish the pipes off, and that's fairly easy because making pipes go vertical is actually very, very straightforward. So I'm going to need to put in a six-way here because I want that sort of 3-sided corner thing, which you can't do. And then I want this to come up here like that to there. And I'm going to put in a T intersection here just in case I end up wanting even more of this. That is now too complicated. Great. Well, I'll put a pump on the output. That shouldn't be too difficult. Down here, that will then be a T. Actually, I suppose it's a bit of a surprise that it didn't get overcomplicated beforehand with the just from extending it out all the way down there, because that is now also overcomplicated. So we will put in a pump here. That's fine. That is a thing we can do. Rotate that way. We'll make sure it is a low voltage pump because we have lots of low voltage electricity in this area. So this is going to be easy. We do that. And then similarly over here. If I take out this bit, is it now okay? Yes, it is. Okay, so we'll do that then. So I want you there, and in order to power that, we'll have a strip of that going across there. Right, there we go. So that should now go absolutely nuts, briefly, until the pink stuff coming in here runs out, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen fairly soon. How are we looking in this pipe? The pipe is still full, actually. Oh, throughput capacity was exceeded. Let's hope that was just from filling up the pipes. We'll come back and check it again a bit more properly in a couple of weeks. So there we go. I think that's doing pretty well. We've got the machines in there. Currently, they are all running. So that means we've got enough input to let them all run. Now, granted, the ones along the bottom will have had some in their buffers, but they'll be refilling their buffers as well. So I think that's a good sign. And then if we look over here, there doesn't seem to be there's not quite as much activity going on along here as I would have hoped. What's in this pipe? This pipe has a quantity in it, but yes, it does appear to be breaching its maximum throughput. So let's have a quick look at the numbers over here on one of these guys. So you are bringing it. Okay, yes, the liquid fuel is much less dense. So we need 3 times as much pipe capacity to take this away as we do to bring this in. So, given that, I probably want to remove this vertical riser here and have it feed maybe from about there across this way and then down, drop it into this pipe along here somewhere and separate them off. So I could halve the systems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, that's what I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be nice if the mouse works. Right, so cut this here. And then corner like that. Vertical. Oh, let's use an actual tool, shall we? So we can tell where we're going with it. So I want to go from there to here, but I want to be higher, like that. I'm going to boom straight into the side of that. And this is not an output, so it just needs to be a T-piece. T, like that. And then, yes, I know that's overcomplicated things. Then I come over here and go, nope. And that should make everything okay again. Now, I don't know if this is going to be sufficient to have, that is, having one pipe for every all of those and 4 blocks of these. But it's definitely going to be better. Also, there's an input belt here that's struggling. Okay, we don't have enough. Oh, right. Ah, I see the problem. Need that there, that there, that there, 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 and there. Right. Oops. Yeah. So I was trying to feed the entire system from one assembly machine, making the empty barrels. There we go. 15. Could I put a support in this? I could. I'd have to go into the water, but I mean I could. Something like that, you mean? The problem is, it doesn't actually join onto the pipe, so it isn't a pipe support. It's just sort of pretending. But oh well. I mean, I could put a pump in there. That would actually be support. Pumps do join onto the ground underneath them, so I could do that with some foundation stuff up there. But no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's worth it. The pipes are supported at this end on the sides of the buildings, and it's supported over here. Yeah, I guess that's not very well supported. Yeah. Oh right, it is. Oh, I see it. This over here. Yeah, that's fair. It is a little bit overly cantilevered, isn't it? So I could put in a support like that. How deep is that water? I might have to drop in there and have a look in a second, because that went down a very long way. It's very deep water. Wow. I was expecting this to be quite shallow. Okay, it turns out it is not. There you go, a little bit of support at the end there, just to keep things looking sensible. Let's get rid of this bit again, because it does look a bit silly. There we go, much better. Right, okay, it is 10 minutes to midnight, so I think this is a good point to end a stream. I will start selling those robots. All of those no robots we've got coming through here. Oh no, they're starting to flow again now. Okay, good. I'll start trying to sell those in the next stream. We've run out of processors, that's why. I'll start trying to sell those at the beginning of the next stream. So for those of you who weren't here on Monday in the Factorio stream, there will be no Foundry stream next week because I'm going to be on holiday, so I shall be away next week. The videos will be coming out as normal though, so keep an eye out for. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube to catch tomorrow and Friday's videos, and also so you catch the 2 videos that will be coming out next week. They're mostly Factorio, but there's a car one in there as well if you're a non-supporter that the supporters saw last week. So yes, I think this has been quite a good stream actually. I've made some good progress, even if things did keep running out. The rubber now seems to be alright, but it looks like I'm going to have to look into CPUs next time, because of course I will. There's always something else going wrong. But I've made an enormous quantity of liquid fuel with this system over here, and that's allowed me to then, and the aquatic robot frames as well, which has allowed me to start making all of this, another 2 types of drone. And then, as long as my supplies don't run out, which granted is almost guaranteed to not be the case, it's going to be quite easy to copy this system again another couple of times over here, except next time I'll be making the, what are they? There's the drill and the something else, but the problem is that that's not going to work quite as nicely. So there's this one is going to need the portable light, this one needs the mining drill. Problem is, mining drill takes 3 inputs, and the portable light takes... portable light also takes 3 inputs, so I'm not going to be able to do what I did here with a machine at the beginning making enough to keep the system running. It's going to have to be a separate column making each of those, because otherwise I just won't have enough inputs to get all the resources into these machines to make the things that I want them to make. So we're going to have to spread that out a little bit more. But this sort of staggered thing with the 3 shared components coming in here, I quite like, and I think I'm going to do that again. Then after that, I believe that's it for the drones. Then there's 2 more types of robots to make, and once I've done that, I believe I've completed the game. So it's kind of up to the devs whether they manage to introduce another update with a load more content before I manage to finish that, or whether I'll be going off and playing something else in about a month once I've done all of this stuff. Right. So I think that's basically everything. Thank you very much, Bodeasy. Yes, I'm going off to Marrakesh for a week, so I think it's going to be get some lovely warm weather and some interesting sights, and yeah, it should be lovely. I'm definitely absolutely looking forward to it. Let's shoot this wall so the fox can escape. Yeah, so that's going to be, as I say, I'm going to be away for a week because of the holiday, but after that I'll be back as normal and streams will resume in exactly the normal way. So if you're watching on Twitch, please stick around, because once I've finished attacking the local scenery, I will be going off to find somebody to raid. If you're watching on YouTube, then thank you very much for watching, and please ensure you subscribe so you don't miss out on more stuff, all that good stuff on there. And yes, I will be back in a couple of weeks. Well, just under, because there'll be a Monday stream as well. Right, let us call an end to the stream. So go over to the end screen, and I shall find somebody to go off and unbother. So the first question is there anybody else playing Foundry at the moment? Let's have a look. Category Foundry, that one. Thank you, Bob. Much appreciated, and regular as well. And Gims. Yeah, not going to go to that level, I don't think. There's nobody playing Foundry, that's a shame. Anyone I'm following? Clear that out. Following. Yeah, but they're not playing any particularly related game. Maybe we won't do a raid today. There doesn't seem to be anyone playing anything particularly related to what I'm playing at the moment. So I think we'll just cut the stream off. So, once again, thank you very much everyone who's been watching. I hope you've enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you in a week and a half on Monday the whatever it is after I get back. The 22nd, no, the 23rd. So, see you then. Bye-bye.